Alameda County Coliseum, it's the Seattle Seahawks versus the Oakland Raiders. Today's game is brought to you by Radio Shack, the nationwide supermarket of sound. By Hertz, where the winners rent. By Michelob Light. After all, it's simply a matter of good taste. And by Dodge. Test drive the new 1980 Dodge cars, engineered with room, styling, ride, and handling. Alameda County Coliseum for today's battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders. I'm Merle Harmon along with George Coons, and we're looking for an exciting game because Seattle has defeated Oakland 3 straight times. Oakland has to win in order to stay in the playoff picture, and Oakland lost the toss, kicks off, and the ball goes back into the end zone where it's down by Tony Green. So Seattle will have first possession this afternoon from the 20-yard line after the touchback as Jim Breach kicked one back into the end zone. So the offensive unit comes on for the Mariners, led by Jim Zorn at quarterback and Sherman Smith and Dan Dornick as the running back.
Sherman Smith, the all-purpose back for the Seattle Seahawks this year. Of course, Zorn having a super year again.
And here are the wide receivers that Zorn will be throwing to.
Steve Rabel stepping into some big shoes under Largent's control. We'll see how Rabel does against a fine Raiders secondary.
It is Jim Zorn in command. The Seattle quarterback this year has hit for 18 touchdowns. Here's Rabel back in motion to the right side. Zorn on the draw goes to Sherman Smith. He is hit back behind the line of scrimmage by Ted Hendricks, number 83, the linebacker. The 11-year veteran out of Miami of Florida. There he is at 6'7" and 220 pounds, the Mad Stork. So the ball is down on the 19. It'll be 2nd and 11, and here's the offensive line for Seattle.
Collectively as a group, they've thrown 488 passes. Seattle has this year only 23 sacks. Quite a credit to a young, improving offensive line.
Here come the Seahawks with Rabel splitting out wide to the right side. Going to the left is Jesse Green. On 2nd and 11. Zorn goes upstairs, and it is intercepted. It is picked off by number 37, Lester Hayes. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. The ball was tipped, and Lester Hayes nailed it. That's his 7th interception of the year, and the Oakland Raiders are on the scoreboard, and this game is not a minute old. Very quietly, this third-year man has been playing great ball at a demanding position for the Raiders. He had the broken wrist of Steve Largent has taken a little pressure off, but watch him.
A lot of people feel like this man, Lester Hayes, should have been in the Pro Bowl. Here, McCullum loses the ball, number 84. Hayes is right there, number 37, picks it up. Not a whole lot of people in front of him to stop it. His 7th interception of the year. A young man who feels like he should have been in the Pro Bowl, was not selected, but he's sure with the 12th man in this crowd right here, feels that he is going to have a good day today along with the rest of the Oakland Raiders.
Jim Breach in for the extra point try, and the Raiders take a lead of 7-0. And we have played but 52 seconds. So there's a timeout already in this ball game for the Oakland Raiders and Seattle Seahawks, and the Raiders have a 7-0 lead.
You're the skeet shooting expert. What am I doing wrong?
Let's talk about it over beer. Better yet, over a Michelob Light.
A light beer? Since when?
Since Michelob Light.
The rich, full-bodied taste of Michelob Light. Compare it to any beer you like.
This Michelob Light's one fine beer. Now, if I can only raise my scores.
Hey, you want really high scores?
Yeah.
Go back to golf.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste to any beer you like.
Yeah.
George, that 30-yard interception and touchdown run by Hayes has really set the Raiders on fire.
It really has. You can't think of a better way to start a ball game right now with 7 interceptions. That's the most by a Raider since 1969. What a way to start the 16th game of the year when you want to win it to get in the playoffs.
And Jim Breach really muscles this one back into the end zone, and Tony Green slips and falls as he was ready to bring it out. So Breach seems to be all charged now as he kicked one high and far downfield. So it will be Seattle's ball once again. I said Jim Breach, Ray Guy. Beg your pardon. Ray also does the punting. Breach kicks the extra points and the field goals. Here's the defensive line for the Raiders, a three-man front.
Well, they list a three-man front, but number 62, Reggie Kinlaw, will be the fourth man when they want him, and they used that defense, the four-man line, 50 times last week.
And this linebacking core can get the job done.
They certainly can. Proven veterans, everyone. Rod Martin, probably the best year of the bunch.
Now, Jim Zorn and the Seattle Seahawks are ready to try it again. Zorn, incomplete, intended for Sherman Smith coming out of the backfield. Smith has caught passes for 458 yards and 4 touchdowns this year and run for 731 yards and scored 10 times on the ground. So he's a super football player. He's out of Miami, Ohio, of where he was a quarterback. Here's the defensive backfield for Oakland.
Well, you have just seen what a defensive backfield with these people can produce, and that's the first interception of the game, one with only 52 seconds on the clock having expired. You can see that they'll put a lot of pressure on the receivers, Sans Largent, to catch the ball that Zorn throws.
Oakland goes to a four-man front with 5 defensive backs on 2nd down and 10. Slot to the left for Seattle. Zorn got up over the middle to the 34-yard line to Sam McCullum. McCullum, number 84, a 6-year veteran from Montana State, brought down by Jack Tatum, the free safety. McCullum now assumes a lot of the offensive load with the loss of Steve Largent. McCullum at 6'2", 190 pounds, scored 3 touchdowns on pass receptions this year, picking up 556 yards.
That is a steady performer for the Seahawks, has been all year long, Will.
First down after a 15-yard pickup. Dan Dornick, and Dornick bulls his way up near the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40, where he is pulled down by Pat Toomey, number 67, the 6'6", 10-year veteran from Vanderbilt. Dornick has had a fine year for Seattle. Combined over, well, almost 900 yards total offense for Dornick this year, 470 on the ground, 402 pass catching, and 8 touchdowns for this second-year man from Washington State, Dan Dornick. It'll be 2nd down and 5 after a pickup of 5. Slot right. Dornick hit behind the line and wrestled to the ground, but number 73, Dave Browning, a 6'5", 245-pound down lineman out of Washington University.
The Seattle Seahawks use a basic offensive set out of a brown set with a fullback behind the quarterback. They feature the fullback, and they feature him a lot. The Raiders know it. As a result, number 73, Browning, gets in there with a lot of help from his friends. Hendricks, 83 in particular, stops the play. Situations like that, the Raiders are well coached in. That is, when they use that brown set, when they use that fullback behind the quarterback, they give him the ball quite a bit.
Again, Oakland overloads in the backfield on 3rd and 6, the defensive backfield with 6 men back there. Look back there apparently with some confusion, and Zorn and the Seattle Seahawks take a timeout, and we have seen this many times when Zorn goes up to the line of scrimmage. Apparently, I don't know if he has trouble reading the defense or what, but we have seen him call a timeout early in the game, as he has done today.
Well, I'm sure Coach Patero would rather have him call a timeout than confuse and possibly lose a play in a crucial situation. They're 7 points down now, and they can't afford a mistake. We're just into the first period with 12 minutes to go. So Coach Patero would rather have him take the timeout short term. Long term, towards the end of the half, if they get in a position where they want to score and get the ball downfield and move it in good, they're going to need those timeouts, and they'll have one less now that he's taken that one.
Jim Zorn, how about this? Under the dome or indoors, 59.1, outdoors 52.2.
I guess you don't have to allow for the wind indoors.
Well, talking about well, 3 touchdown passes in 7 games outdoors this year, and he's had, let's see, he's been intercepted 10 times, completing 52% of his passes. Now, indoors, he's had 15 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions, and again, we say he's completed 59% of his passes indoors. He obviously likes it under the dome.
I think, it's a home field advantage, and you get used to playing in a situation like that.
All right, Seattle getting ready to go with a 3rd down coming up. Cincinnati beat Cleveland today by a score of 16-12. And New England knocked off Minnesota by 27-23. New England finishes the year with a 9-7 record now. Pittsburgh, a 28-0 winner over Buffalo. Pittsburgh winning the division title for the 6th straight time, and Chuck Noll getting his 100th win in Tampa Bay wins the NFC Central on a field goal against Kansas City. 3rd down 6.
3 wide receivers, split backfield.
Zorn out of the pocket, on the run, fires on the run, and a great catch of the midfield stripe by Sam McCullum. McCullum goes into Oakland territory and out of bounds, and a flag is thrown on the 44-yard line. Henry Williams, number 45, had the coverage and shoved McCullum out of bounds. We saw a flag thrown on the far sideline. I don't know if it meant anything or not. We may have a personal foul called on Oakland.
Oh, it was definitely a personal foul. McCullum was out of bounds and then got hit. There was no reason for the hit as the official judged. As a result, 15 yards tacked on, taking the ball inside the 30.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 58, defense, late hit out of bounds, 1st down.
Pete Johnson, the guilty party. Jerry Markbite is the referee. Gordon Wells, the umpire. Al Sabato, the head linesman. Bama Glass, the line judge. Back judge Tom Kelleher. Side judge Willie Spencer, and Ed Merrifield is the field judge. And Seattle marching, trailing 7-0, now on the Oakland 30. Play action. Zorn's got a man wide open to the 10-yard line. That's McCullum, and McCullum slips and goes down to the 9. The defensive back who had the coverage, Henry Williams, slipped and fell down, but so did Sam McCullum after he caught the ball. Otherwise, he could have waltzed into the end zone.
Sam McCullum starting out the day red hot. You'll see a little fake here. There's Smith. Zorn faking him the ball. Now he'll look downfield. He'll look to his left. You'll see McCullum. Henry Williams, number 45, has already fallen down. McCullum will catch the ball. You don't see anybody around him, but as he goes to make his cut, unbelievably to him, he doesn't have any defender there. He himself slipped.
At the 10-yard line, 1st down and goal to go. Rabel in motion. And incomplete, as Henry Williams had the coverage on Steve Rabel, the 4-year veteran from Georgia Tech, who is replacing the injured Steve Largent, who is out, of course, with a broken wrist. Henry Williams, a rookie from San Diego State. Looks like they might be working on him a little bit.
Well, they'll start to work on him. Henry made the all-rookie team. He was scouted by John Herrera, the PR man here for the Seattle Seahawks, and was one of the people that Herrera recommended to the club. Not only did he step in after really a bad senior year in college at San Diego State, but the all-rookie team is an indication of how he's played for the Raiders this year.
3 wide receivers tonight. 2nd and goal to go at the 10-yard line. Sherman Smith at the 6. And it is Monty Johnson, number 58, along with Rod Martin, number 53, who make the stop. And all of a sudden, Jack Patera, who shows little emotion on the sidelines ever, has got to be feeling better about this thing after his team gave up a touchdown to this man's team, Tom Flores, the black sweater, on a pass interception, a 30-yard run with only 52 seconds gone in the ball game. Jeff Moore is now in for Sherman Smith, so the tank is out of there. 3rd down and goal at the 6. Dornick at the 1. And now it's decision time for the Oakland Raiders. He is short of a 1st down, Dan Dornick. Pat Toomey, 67, getting up along with Rod Martin, number 53. And it is 4th down and goal to go on the 1-yard line.
Not a bad call. 3 wide receivers in a little sprint drop fake handoff to Dornick down to the 1, and they're going for it, folks. Make no bones about it. 10:33 to go in the 1st quarter. Seattle on the 1-yard line, and they're coming up with 2 tight ends.
And the Raiders lead 7-0, and here we go. Brian Peets, 88, Mark Bell, 82 are in there, tight ends. Sherman Smith, touchdown Seattle. And you saw him accelerate and really pop as he saw a little bit of daylight. Not much, but enough for this 225-pounder to get in. Henry Williams met him at the goal line. Let's look at it.
You can tell the results of the play by the fact that the crowd is absolutely silent right now. Sherman Smith, in the words of Roy Hammerman, our producer, running like a tank through 2 defenders. Villapiano right there, and Williams also can't stop him from getting in. 7-6 Oakland, but here we have a chance to tie the game up with a Seattle extra point.
Sherman Smith's 11th touchdown run this year. Herrera has kicked 40 out of 43 extra points. 91 points for the year for Efrain Herrera. And there's another one. We've got a tie ball game. So we have 10 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter here in Oakland. And we've had an explosive start with Seattle and Oakland tied at 7. Don't go away from this exciting action.
The Mitsubishi Bridge from Japan to Dodge.
The #1 gasoline mileage car in America is here, the Dodge Colt hatchback. From a passenger car line, which is in total the most technologically advanced fleet in Japan. Colt is engineered with front-wheel drive and the advanced MCA jet engine.
Take the Mitsubishi Bridge to your Dodge dealer.
We have increased availability of America's #1 gasoline mileage car. See it at your Dodge dealer right now.
You know, it's really gratifying to see so many guys today enjoying tobacco without lighting up. Just like me, they've gone smokeless. Now, I'm kind of partial to Skull with the wintergreen flavor. Or for straight tobacco taste, try Copenhagen. Or mild Happy Days.
Great if you're just starting out.
There you go. But whichever, just a pinch between your cheek and gum is all it takes. And I'm mighty proud to say that Copenhagen Skull and Happy Days are official sponsors of the 1980 Winter Olympics.
NBC's Sports World salutes the champions of '79. It's been a memorable year, and we'll review the many magic moments with an exciting look at the year's major events on Sports Year '79. A salute to the champions, next Saturday on Sports World.
Next Saturday on Sports World, NBC salutes the champions in '79. It's been a memorable year, hasn't it? We'll review many of the exciting magic moments with a look back at the year's major events on Sports World, a salute to the champions. By the way, Sports World will follow the Indiana-North Carolina Tar Heel basketball game from Bloomington, Indiana, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 11 Pacific. And the kickoff will be fielded by Matthews at the 9. Exciting return man from Wisconsin. The rookie brings the ball back to the 25 and is brought down by Keith Simpson. A 16-yard return by Ira Matthews, who bolted for more than 100 yards in one game on a return this year for Oakland. So now the Raiders have their offensive unit on the field as Ken Stabler brings his men aboard. That last drive, 80 yards, 10 plays, and of course Sherman Smith, the final 1 yard. So Seattle did not panic after getting up that early touchdown. The Seahawks just put on a methodical march and tied it up. Here's Stabler. Going to the air on first down. He wants it all. And Branch is out there, but it's overthrown. Cliff Branch, the speedster. We've got a flag drop back there, but Cliff Branch can really burn you. He's caught a 66-yard touchdown pass this year and scored 6 touchdowns on pass receptions for Mr. Stabler.
Cliff Branch, again, last week, his 50th TD reception. Quite an athlete for the Raiders, 9.5 speed. He was knocked a little bit in the press by Stabler earlier in the preseason. That's since forgotten. Last week, after his 50th TD catch, they hugged at midfield, just about congratulated one another. There's peace back in the family, and let's hear the officials' call.
Holding, number 88, offense, first down.
Raymond Chester, guilty of a hold.
Well, you don't really make the team as a tight end in pass blocking situations anyway. Kenny Stabler, Art Whittington, Mark Van Eegen. Whittington doing a heck of a job in there at running back for the Oakland Raiders. Here are the wide receivers. You have 1 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, both Pro Bowlers, 107 catches between them so far up to today.
Branch on a wide split to the right as Van Eegen carries right through the middle. And Mark is brought down by Terry Beeson, the middle linebacker, who got him down around the ankles. Van Eegen has had another good year, and why not? This kind of line is up front.
2 guys, Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, conspicuous by their absence from the Pro Bowl, both having fairly good years. Dave Dalby, a very, very good center, 1 of 3 ever to play center for the Oakland Raiders, and the other one's in there also. Steve Sylvester. Sylvester played center for 1 game.
And Jim Otto took care of the rest of it. Short yardage. 2nd down, coming up. Stabler lets her go at the 30-yard line, and Casper is there to pull it in. Being hit and hit hard by number 42, Keith Simpson, but Casper can handle the ball in traffic.
They call him the ghost. Here Kenny Stabler stepping back, looking away from his intended receiver, and then coming back to Casper. This is what you have to do in the NFL when you're fairly closely covered. You've got to catch the ball and expect to be hit. Here you see 2 guys taking Dave Casper, 1 in the back, 1 in the face. He catches the ball and brings it down. That's why he's in the Pro Bowl. That's why he's been there before. He's a good receiver in clutch situations and catches the ball in traffic.
Now listen to that phrase from one Notre Damer to another. A gain of 14 yards, third down coming up. And a great catch this time by Dave Casper again. At the 39-yard line, Keith Butler, the linebacker, had the coverage, and Casper is putting on some show.
This guy right here, up to today, that's his 55th catch of the season. He didn't catch a ball until the 5th game of the regular season. Here, Casper coming over the middle, stretches out, lays out perfectly. You'll see him drag his feet so he doesn't go out of bounds, catches it inbounds, takes it out of bounds. Good coverage right there by number 53, Keith Butler, but Casper just made an excellent catch.
10-yard pickup, first down Oakland. It's the Raiders 7 and the Seahawks 7, and Manu Tuiasosopo got the jump. Number 74, the rookie out of UCLA, made the all-rookie team this year in the NFL. He's had an outstanding year for the Seattle Seahawks, but he got a little bit too anxious.
Well, when you play against Upshaw, you want to get the jump on him. That time, Gene told him, you could see him pat him on the helmet just after the penalty was called.
The defensive line for Seattle
74, defense, first down.
Tuiasosopo right in the middle of it, along with Hardy, Carl Eller, the veteran from Minnesota, Keith Butler. When they go to the four-man front, when they don't, the linebacker situation looks like this.
Yep, and it's pretty good young linebacking core. Michael Jackson over there is going to be tested a little bit. He's a good pass coverage man. Not really good versus a run yet, but he will be.
First down 5. Ooh, a hit behind the line on Arthur Woodington by Terry Beeson, number 58, the middle linebacker, a 3-year veteran from Kansas. Last time, in fact, every game that we have seen him in this year, George, he has played well.
Oh, he's played extremely well. He's been a shining light in their linebacking core. He's been a leader. He's been a hitter. He's been everything they've wanted of Terry Beeson. Here he's just going off the field here for a little bit of a rest. They're changing up a little bit in the defensive secondary and the coverages. Beeson will be back in there shortly. But again, he's been a mainstay in the middle of that defensive line and shut off a lot of plays in the middle for him.
John Harris is now in the secondary. Here's Arthur Woodington. What he has done this year on third down 7. Stabler, incomplete. Intended for Raymond Chester, number 88, and Autry Beeman, number 27, had the coverage. Kenny Stabler, did you know that the Raiders' great quarterback has the highest career completion percentage entering the current season, or did have? He's actually improved on it, too, in the first 15 ball games. 59.79. Did you know all that, George?
Well, did you know that versus the Seattle Seahawks, he is 62.5 and betters his average?
Yeah, you knew all that. Here are the leading passers. Get me every time. Third down 7. Stabler with time in the pocket. Too much time, but it's incomplete. And the ball picked off. The ball stayed in the air. Keith Simpson has it. Simpson down the sideline into Oakland territory and dropped to the 32. Cliff Branch was the intended receiver. And that ball just stayed up in the air as Butler put the hit on. And we'll see it happen.
Keith Simpson, they moved out to be Beeman, number 27, to free safety because they wanted a good athlete in the defensive secondary. Here, the ball on target hits the receiver, the second tip ball, second interception. Here it hits Branch right off his shoulder. Simpson right there to take it. They practice a tip drill all the time. Moves it upfield for good yardage behind blocking. Number 55, Jackson, trying to help him out. All the people getting over. This is Smith with the ball.
And back to the live action as Smith is knocked out of bounds by Phil Villapiano, number 41, the middle linebacker. As the Seattle Seahawks, with Sherman Smith scoring a touchdown to tie the game, are back deep in Oakland territory again. Now at the 29-yard line as Smith picks up 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6. So Sherman Smith has been a solid performer for Seattle. I really like this guy, George.
Oh, he has a chance today to best the season single high. I think 805 yards by a running back for the Seahawks. He's likely to do it the way he's been performing this year. This game should be just another step in the way to breaking that record.
Second down. See that little knee kick by Jim Zorn. Sherman Smith doesn't get the first down. Number 62, Reggie Kinlaw. And number 74, Dave Pear, in there to make the tackle for the Oakland Raiders. It'll be third down 4 coming up. Talking about Smith's touchdown, his 11th on the ground this year. And you see what he has done. But Jack Patera's crew, I'll tell you, You know, with this Oakland crowd being a partisan crowd and so much on the line for the Raiders, Tom Flores, of course, when he saw that pass interception and a touchdown before a minute was gone, he had to be on top of the world. But yet Seattle came right back, and they're right back again. Great catch by Sherman Smith at the 10. He is out of bounds inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. Lester Hayes finally got him out of bounds.
Ted Hendricks is right there with him. I think Ted slowed up because he didn't think Smith could get the ball, but he did. He turned it upfield and took it down inside the 10. Here you'll take a look at it again. You'll see Zorn stepping back to pass, and from the upper left part of your screen going to the lower right there is Smith. Ted Hendricks, number 83, right behind him. You'll see he sort of pulls up because he doesn't think that Smith has a chance to catch it, but Smith surely did. Sam McCullum, 84, trying to block for him, but he's forced out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Great catch by Smith.
Gain of 20, first down, goal to go. Slot left Seattle. Sherman Smith again, hit behind the line. This time 73, Dave Browning. And Reggie Kinlaw, 62, goes smashing in there to make the tackle. Reggie Kinlaw, who plays in the 4-man line. He's a rookie out of Oklahoma. Number 12 draft choice this past season. Mark Bell is out. Jesse Green comes in for Seattle. 4-man front now for Oakland on second down and goal to go, but this time the ball's on the 13-yard line. 5 defensive backs are in for Oakland. Last week, Oakland, as you see, used the 4-man defensive line 50 times against New Orleans. Timeout is called for Seattle. And once again, the Seahawks are burning up timeouts early in the ball game as Jim Zorn goes to the sideline to talk to the coaching staff. We have 6 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first quarter with the game locked up 7-7. Oh, we got a barn burner going on. Don't go away. We'll be right back from the Oakland Coliseum, so stay with us.
Winners go with winners. Winners rent from Hertz, because number 1 offers services most others don't, like Hertz Express Car Return. You just drop the keys to your Mustang, LTD, or other fine car and go. Your statement is mailed the same day. No wonder the presidents of over 80% of America's top 500 companies carry Hertz cards.
Hi, OJ.
Hello, Dick. Hertz, where the winners rent.
Wednesday, meet a toy maker who's often mistaken for Santa Claus. Then visit a lady who never stops decorating for the holidays. It's a special Christmas celebration on Real People.
Jack Patera and the Seattle Seahawks are down to the 13-yard line of the Raiders with a second down and goal to go. Game tied at 7, 6:05 to go in the first quarter, and here come the Seahawks. Jim Zorn has his play. Matuzak is now in for Oakland. Dornick, the ball up the middle. Dan Dornick inside the 10 is down near the 6, brought down by Jack Tatum, number 32, the free safety out of Ohio State.
I'll tell you what, when you take a look at the Seattle offensive line moving people out inside the 20-yard line like this, Dornick, a good bull-type runner. Little trap on Matuzak, number 72 there. Browning trying to help him out, but Dornick taking it all the way down to the 5, picking up half the distance to the goal in one play. Not bad. 3rd and 6 Seattle. Let's see what they do.
Up over the ball goes John Yarno, the center. McCullum splitting to the right. Rabel in the slot to the right. 3rd and goal. Incomplete for McCullum. Sam McCullum covered by Lester Hayes. Zorn had to go high to the back of the end zone to stay away from an interception, hoping that McCullum could get up there and pull it down, but he couldn't.
Good coverage by the Oakland defensive secondary. Good play call by Seattle, giving Zorn the run-pass option. Not a whole lot of territory to work with in the end zone, so the receivers couldn't really break open that quickly. Zorn had to throw the ball. It was still catchable. Didn't do it. 4th and 6. Seattle going for the 3. Apparently, you've got to add.
Always apparently with Seattle. Efren Herrera has made 71% of his field goals this year, 17 out of 21. He is going from the 19, making it a 29-yard effort, and the boot is on the way, and Seattle is into the lead. He is 7 out of 8 now from that range. So Herrera puts Seattle on top. It's 10-7 Seahawks. We'll be back right after this message.
We got a Dodge van.
And $300.
Only Chrysler gives you a $300 check. Not GM, not Ford. Yeah.
Country
Yeah.
saying yes to Dodge.
I got a Dodge Mirada and $300.
Get a car or truck, get a check direct from Chrysler. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st at participating Dodge dealers.
Country saying yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. At participating dealers.
Merle Herman and George Coons with you from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, California, where it's 51 degrees. And Efren Herrera, who has kicked 11 straight field goals now, will kick it away for Seattle. Ira Matthews, 43. Arthur Whittington, 22 are deep. It took Seattle 7 plays to go the 27 yards, and that was a 24-yard field goal, by the way. I may have said 29. So the Seahawks, who have beaten Oakland 3 straight times, are trying to make it 4 straight. Ira Matthews at about the 7. And is tripped up and finally goes down as he crosses the 20 and is down on the 22. A return of 16 yards. Cornell Webster, number 38, made the tackle. Kenny Stabler brings the offense on. Stabler has had a fine year. 3,273 yards, 25 touchdown passes, 60.5% completions, 20 interceptions, but a good year for Stabler.
Well, he's cut his interceptions down from 10 over last year, too. He's throwing the ball 2 tight ends. I mean, it's amazing that a guy, well, they have 2 great athletes, but throwing the ball that much with 2 tight ends and that much yardage to boot.
That's Whittington. And Arthur gets up near the 25, brought down just short by Manu Tuiasosopo, 74, and by Keith Butler, number 53, the linebacker. Whittington also catches the ball out of the backfield. Butler is a second-year man from Memphis State. They really like this guy. 6'4", 225 pounds.
Got a good year for him, too.
Stabler, an average of 1 interception for every 45 passes at home. Not too bad. Second down, 8. That's Whittington again. Brought down by Butler, 53 and 63. Gene Upshaw pulled the blocking for Arthur Whittington.
Robert Hardy, again, a rookie tackle. Very, very impressive in training camp, learning the system in the pros. You see him right here as number 66, Sylvester. Tries to take him, almost reaches in a little bit, but a good spin-out move by Hardy as he tries to get into the pursuit. Number 63, Gene Upshaw, taking on number 27 for Seattle, Autry Beeman, and just leveling him. It's not often a little guy has to take on a 260-pounder like that on the corner.
On third down, 5. Branch has the first down. Near the 38-yard line with Keith Simpson having the coverage. The strong safety. Branch, the 8-year veteran from Colorado, picks up 11.
You've got to respect his speed, and Stabler knows that. As he drops back, he looks right over in Branch's territory and lets him have the ball with good pass protection by the Raiders. Here you see him catch the ball. A little bit of number 42, Simpson, playing off a little bit, but you've got to respect Branch's speed. Simpson knows that, and he certainly doesn't want to get burned long.
Ball spotted at the 37. Branch splitting wide to the right. Stabler in his 11th year with the Raiders. Goes to Whittington. Whittington trying to find any kind of a hole. Picks up a couple. Whittington is a second-year man from SMU. Robert Hardy, 75, had the tackle. He was trying to run behind the blocks of Art Shell, 78, and Gene Upshaw, number 63. But he just couldn't get to the daylight.
Well, a big part of the credit has to go from the deep men coming up in support. Dave Brown, number 22, coming up in corner and forcing the play back inside so the pursuit can get to it.
Stabler has set a single-season pass yardage record now, 3,304 yards. He's about to get some more. There's his man, Branch, 49-yard line. brought down by number 55, Michael Jackson, the rookie linebacker from Washington. A 10-yard pickup and a first down on the 49-yard line. They got the first down by a couple. Tom Flores, in his first year as head coach of the Raiders, has had to cope with a lot of injuries this year, George, but he's held up well.
Well, he sure has. I think he's had 33 different people starting for him at different times during the year. And it's a credit to him that they've hung in this long, still have a shot at the playoffs pending tomorrow night's game if they win today.
Last time we were out here, Kansas City upset Oakland, and everybody was writing the Raiders off, but they came back and started winning. This time they go off the double wing, and Mark Van Eegen bangs into Seattle territory near the 47-yard line. Terry Beeson, 58. Bill Gregory, 77, are there to make the tackle. A gain of 4. It'll be second down 6. Seattle is leading Oakland by a score of 10-7 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter here in Oakland. Dave Casper and Raymond Chester operating as double tight ends. Casper has been outstanding as you see him line up on the left side. Mark Van Eegen, 780 yards rushing this season, 7 touchdowns. Branch back in motion to the inside. Stabler, and this time he goes to Raymond Chester as other tight end. Chester is down inside the 30. He's down to the 27 where Keith Simpson takes him out of bounds. Raymond Chester picking up 20 yards. He is having a fine year for the Oakland Raiders.
Raymond Chester coming into the game with 54 receptions. He had microsurgery to remove cartilage on his knee, and it slowed him down a little bit. You'll see him gimping around a little. The second tight end from Oakland to make the Pro Bowl team, just a super year after coming here from Baltimore, and a trade that sent Siani back there, proving himself again that he is Pro Bowl quality, a great tight end in this league. Great catch there. You can see why the 2 tight ends are in the Pro Bowl just from what they displayed in this quarter.
Branch splitting wide to the right. First down. Stabler with a pump, and there's Chester. Raymond Chester inside the 20 at the 18. Keith Butler, 53, the right linebacker. And strong safety, Keith Simpson, number 42, make the tackle, and Oakland is on the move.
You got 3 good receivers in Casper, Chester, and Branch. When you have this much time by an offensive line that gives you this much time, I mean, you can do anything back there. Stabler just sort of looking around, looking for the open man, reads it. Branch, it comes back for the, Chester comes back for the ball a little bit in front of 2 defenders. Stabler having the ability to put it right on the spot. Raymond with another great catch.
A gain of 9. It'll be second down 1. Oakland on the move, trailing 10-7 with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the first period. Stabler gonna go for it all, and it's almost picked off and should have been picked off by Terry Beeson. The intended receiver was Cliff Branch, and Beeson knows that he should have had that one.
Well, Stabler in there trying to pump fake to get Branch farther downfield. Finally ran out of time and had to let it go. Didn't have the whole force of the throw behind it. As a result, trying to throw it out of bounds or at least over their heads. Floated it a little bit. Beeson right there with good hustle on his part. Almost had the interception.
Right now, the Raiders may be coming with a full house backfield with 57 seconds to go in the first quarter, and they trail by 3. Third down 1. Jensen, number 31, Van Eegen, number 30, and Booker Russell, number 34, are all in there. Jensen moves up on the corner. This is Booker Russell. Booker Russell, I believe, has the first down. Running behind Steve Sylvester, the right guard, and he is down to the 16-yard line.
The offensive line just taking charge right here. You can see them all. A little fake by Sylvester, trying to pull out, looking for somebody to hit. Finally, just making it up in the hole, number 34, Russell, taking it in. Russell, not tremendous stats for the year, but a clutch performer in short yardage situations. Beeson, number 58, making the tackle again.
Jim Plunkett, as you look at Booker Russell and what he has done this year, and you saw Jim Plunkett pop in the picture just for a moment. Jim has seen very little action this year. Here we go. First down, Oakland. Stabler again, all kinds of time, throwing the Branch at the 9-yard line, and the flag is thrown against Kerry Justin, the defensive back, and a pass interference call.
Well, that's the third pass interference call in 2 weeks on Justin right there, just earning his first start last week. Terry got to be thinking that he's doing something.
Pass interference, number 26, defense, automatic first down.
You got to think that with Michael Jackson, a first-year man, and Justin, 26, and Keith Simpson getting his first starting assignments this year, Stabler's going to look to his right quite a bit. He sure does here. Throws the ball in. You'll see Justin come right over his shoulder. His hand, his left arm on his back. getting a little bit of a push to Branch. Not really flagrant, but enough to warrant a penalty as the official rules it. Justin just a little concerned.
The point of the ball at the 10-yard line, and Whittington trying to get to the outside, and Keith Simpson won't let him go. Number 42 comes up from a safety spot. We're down to nothing at the first quarter, and the first quarter is over. The score, Seattle 10, Oakland 7. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Washington, take a look at the 1980 Honda Civic. It's going to knock your socks off. No, not just because it's been redesigned, has bigger dimensions, more standard equipment. Not just because it's gorgeous to look at. You want to know why it's going to knock your socks off? Drive one. Just drive one. You'll understand. Just drive a 1980 Honda Civic today. It'll knock your socks off.
See your nearest Northwest Honda dealer. I'm Cliff Lenz. Join us tomorrow for Seattle Today.
At the end of the first quarter, Seattle, coming from behind, being stung early with a pass interception and a touchdown run by Lester Hayes, came back to score 10 points on a Sherman Smith touchdown run and an Efren Herrera field goal to lead 10-7. Now Kenny Stabler has marched the Oakland Raiders down to the 12-yard line where it is second down and goal to go. I believe it is goal to go because when the play started, it looked like the tip of the ball was right on the 10-yard line, right on the edge of it. Stabler again with some time. Too much time. And this pass intended for Raymond Chester is broken up by John Harris, number 44, the second-year man from Arizona State.
You know, you got to give the offensive line of the Raiders credit. Seattle not getting a good pass rush because the Raiders' offensive line is doing a great job. They get inside. They put two tight ends on one side right there, ran them down on the pattern. You saw Chester even limping as he was running the pattern. As a result, they're not getting downfield in a hurry, and the Raiders' offensive line is just dominating the Seattle defensive line at this moment. Seattle's going to have to do something to get a little better pass rush to put more pressure on Stabler.
In the first period, Seattle had 91 yards offense and Oakland 83. Here's Stabler, 3rd and 12. At about the 3-yard line by Raymond Chester. He had to come back for the football. Winds up near the 5. It'll be placed on the 3. Keith Butler, 53. John Harris, 44. We're all over him, but he caught it.
A great offensive effort. Everybody on the team doing their job. Stabler back there can eat his lunch with this kind of protection. Throws the ball down. Chester coming back for it. Actually leaps back out away from the goal line. Past the defender and brings the ball down in front of 53 Butler. Great effort on his part. Good coverage. Just a better effort by Chester.
Now Jim Breach with Dave Hum holding will kick from the 10, making it a 20-yard effort right up the middle of the field, a little bit to the left. And Breach has scored 89 points this year, 17 out of 25. A chip shot for him to tie the game. And he does it. So Jim Breach ties it up at 10 with 14 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the half. It's Seattle 10, Oakland 10.
Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Wednesday, Chevy trims the tree with host Candace Bergen. A Christmas visit from the Land Shark, Emily Latella, and more on the best of Saturday Night Live.
No problem.
The Raiders and the Seahawks are even now at 10 as Ray Guy will be kicking off for the Oakland Raiders. Guy pops it downfield to the 13-yard line where it's taken by Jeff Moore. Moore with some daylight at the 30 and forced out of bounds at about the 34. Nice return by Jeff Moore. Next Saturday, it's college basketball on NBC as Dean Smith's defending ACC champion North Carolina Tar Heels, led by All-American forward Michael Corian, and Al Woods take on Bobby Knight's top-ranked Hoosiers with sophomore sensation Isaiah Thomas and the dynamic high-scoring Mike Woodson. That's next Saturday on the Game of the Week, and that's on NBC. And guess who's going to be there to see that one and produce it and direct it?
It will not be the lady you just saw shaking her pom-poms, that's for sure.
No, but Harry Coyle will be directing, and Roy Hammerman will be producing, and they're showing you these excellent pictures right here today. First down, and Zorn wants it all. He's got McCollum. He's on the way. Touchdown, Seattle. Henry Williams beaten on the play by Sam McCollum as Jim Zorn on the first down throws a 66-yard strike to Sam McCollum.
Perfect timing, perfect pass, perfect catch. Sam McCollum there again, a steady performer all year. Zorn sets back, good protection. Little play fake to Smith right there in the sprint draw. Zorn back, gives it everything he has. McCollum downfield, beating Williams. Not a bad man to beat. Williams again, the all-rookie team performer. McCollum catching it. Nobody around him as he walks into the end zone. Great play, good pass, good catch. Everything written up as it should be.
For Sam McCollum, his 4th touchdown reception of the year. The 6-year man from Montana State, and he is really picking up the slack left by Largent's absent, Steve Largent. What a job Jim Zorn has done. First play. Herrera for the extra point try. He's got it. He is now 41 out of 44. Make that 42 out of 45 to today. So Seattle is back in the lead. 17-10 this time. 13:45 to go in the first half.
This is one of the great masterpieces in music. Not Beethoven's Fifth, another pioneer first. The CTF 950 cassette deck with fluoroscan metering and metal tape capability for virtually distortion-free recording. The pioneer CTF 950, the masterpiece that helps you appreciate others like Beethoven's Fifth or Rod Stewart's latest. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Ram power. Dodge gives you Ram power.
The new Dodge vans go beyond tough. They're Ram tough. More galvanized steel for critical area rust protection. More than Ford or Chevy. Best mileage ratings with automatic transmission. More than Ford or Chevy.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Get a Ram Tough Dodge van. Get a $300 check direct from Chrysler now at participating dealers.
Next Sunday, football's second season starts here on NBC with exclusive coverage of the AFC wildcard game. The loser goes home while the winner advances into divisional playoff competition. The AFC wildcard game, next Sunday on NBC.
Next Sunday, football's second season begins with the AFC wildcard battle. There's no tomorrow for the loser while the winner advances to the divisional playoff competition. First NFL 79, then exclusive coverage of the AFC wildcard game Sunday on NBC. Herrera will kick it off. Ira Matthews is deep, but it's going to go to Matthews at the 4, at the 20, 25, almost broken to the outside, is pulled down near the 32-yard line. Jesse Green, number 86, yanked him down from behind after a 28-yard return.
Ira Matthews, number 2 in the AFC in kickoff returns with a 25.6-yard average. His teammate Larry Brunson, first in the AFC in kickoff return average. With a big day today, Matthews can become the number 1 kickoff return man in the AFC. Here, another good return against Seattle right there. There's his average having a super year.
But Matthews is
personal foul, clipping number 62 on the run back. First down.
Matthews loses that big return on Reggie Kinlaw's clipping penalty. So the Oakland Raiders will start from their own 10-yard line. Let's see if Stabler does what Zorn did a moment ago. Go to the air right away. Nope. Running play. Van Egan for a couple. Robert Hardy, 75. And Tuiasosopo, number 74, stopped the play. Bill Cook is now in there, number 67. Michael Jackson, 55, the rookie linebacker from the University of Washington, took that job away, the left linebacker job away from Sammy Green. So he's really come along, Michael Jackson. Second down, 7, as make it second down 8.
You know, keeping Oakland deep in their own territory can give them, again, good field position. So let's see what the defense can do against Oakland now.
And Whittington doesn't get much, if anything. 53, Keith Butler, the linebacker, is there to stop him. It'll be 3rd down and now 7. Keith Butler, along with Terry Beeson, 58, Michael Jackson, 55, give Seattle some fine linebackers. Beeson goes out. Harris comes in this passing situation. So 5 defensive backs are now on the field for Seattle. Harris, Brown, Justin, Simpson, and Autry Beeman. Finally, he dumps it off to Van Egan. And Mark crosses the 20, and I believe he's got the first down. Ken Stabler was about to go under when he got it away to Van Egan.
This is the prize that comes, the pride and poise that comes when you're 33 years old, been in the league a long time. He knows he's got to sit in there to wait for somebody to get open. 75, Hardy there just grabs him, but Van Egan, a workhorse all year for these guys, making a Pro Bowl several times, gets just enough for the first down, getting Oakland out of bad field position trouble right there. Number 30, Mark Van Egan.
So the Raiders have a first down at their own 21, trailing in this game by 17-10 here in the second quarter. Van Egan again on the slant. Keith Butler, 53, wraps an arm around him. Autry Beeman, 27, comes up in the free safety spot to yank him down. Looking at other scores now around the country in the NFC today, the Chicago Bears are walloping the St. Louis Cardinals 35-6, but it won't help because Tampa Bay won today 3-0 to take the NFC Central Division. And Washington over Dallas. Wow. That NFC East. We're going to have a very interesting day. Here's why. Philadelphia now leading Houston 9-0. The Oilers in the playoffs as a wild card team. Stabler again with a lot of time. And again to Van Egan coming out of the backfield. He's up across the 30. He's going to be close to a first down. Terry Beeson, 58. Keith Butler, 53. The linebackers make the stop. Van Egan is out of Colgate. Has caught passes for 414 yards this year going into the game today and 780 yards on the ground, which puts him well over the 1,000-yard mark in total offense.
Well, Van Egan's going to catch the ball quite a bit more today. The Seattle secondary giving off a little bit, respecting Branch's speed, number 31, but also 21, but also the height of Casper and Chester. They've got to lay off a little bit to try to get a chance at those balls. As a result, Stabler's just dumping the ball off to Van Egan in the flat and picking up 5-6 yards a shot.
On a 3rd down and inches, Van Egan picks up the first down as he pops out near the 32, where he is met by Terry Beeson, 58, the middle linebacker. So Van Egan indeed is a workhorse. He went on a strength program here a few years ago. He's one of the strongest guys on this field.
Well, you know, coming out of Colgate, I guess you'd have to come out of get into a strength program right there, especially in the NFL. But they've had good luck with fullbacks from Colgate. There was another guy out of Colgate besides Van Egan by the name of Marv Hubbard who played extremely well, as we see the first down indicated for the Oakland Raiders before he was traded to Detroit.
So Tom Flory is very satisfied with the progress of the Raiders in this drive. They're down 17-10 with 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. Oakland came out and scored in less than a minute when Lester Hayes intercepted a Jim Zorn pass and went 30 yards for a touchdown. But Zorn brought the Seahawks right back with a touchdown and a field goal to go ahead 10-7 at the quarter. Pump once on the sideline is Branch, and the reception is good at the 41. Keith Simpson had the coverage. Justin was over there, and you saw Branch really trying to keep those feet inside. He knew where the marker was.
Here again, the little down and out, one pass that's in everybody's repertoire of offensive artillery. Here you'll see Branch just keeping his feet in bounds, perfectly timed with Stabler as he touches his toes and then goes out of bounds. Defensive secondary has got to respect his speed, therefore they're giving him a little bit of a cushion. That little down and out will be there. If they ever do decide to come up on Branch and press him for that, he's always capable of down, out, and up, as the Seattle fans know well.
And Robert Hardy stops Whittington as Whittington was going for a first down on 2nd down and short, very short. But Whittington picks it up, and the Raiders keep the march moving with 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Whittington was hurt earlier this year, and Derek Jensen had to carry a lot of the load in the running back department. But now Whittington's back, and he's their best outside threat.
He is their best outside threat, and here we have another look at Cliff Branch. That was his 51st career reception, 51st career reception, now 2nd all-time Raiders receivers. Quite a career for this guy, doing a super job this year. The only wide receiver on the field right now.
He splits to the right and Stabler with a pump, and he throws to Dave Casper. Casper down around the ankles, yanks it out of the air before the ball hits the ground, and Dave Brown has the coverage. I'll tell you, the two tight ends, Casper and Chester of the Raiders, have made some fantastic catches this afternoon.
Well, you can really see why they're both Pro Bowl quality. Again, Stabler right here looking to his tight ends. Casper out there. Number 22, Brown, right behind him, but Casper makes a super effort and comes up before Brown really touches him. So the official rules that he's not down yet. Brown putting a little hand on him, thinking that he had downed him, and he really had. Casper getting the first down because of it.
Exactly. He got the extra yard or so. First down on the Seahawk 48. The draw to Whittington. Good call. Whittington bangs down inside the 40 to the 37, where Michael Jackson, 55, the linebacker, has to bring him down, and they're going to look at the sticks again on this one. He got about 10 on it. So Ken Stabler starting to mix it up now, calling Whittington on the draw. And we'll have a look. Nice crowd today. Another sellout crowd here in Oakland. And that's something that happens every time the Raiders play at home. No seats available this afternoon. A perfect day for football as Whittington picks up the first down with a 10-yard gain. Not a cloud in the sky. It's gorgeous out here in the Bay Area. Booker Russell comes in. Mark Van Egan goes out now in the backfield as Arthur Whittington, 5 rushes, 15 yards in this one. Russell is 34, and this is Russell. And Russell is pulled down by Terry Beeson, the middle linebacker, 58, as he goes inside the 35, down about the 34, and it will be a second down coming up in 6 after a 4-yard pickup.
Well, you can tell that they're really running a lot right in the middle as we look at Al Davis, the managing owner, and you see that big Super Bowl ring right there in his hand as he bites his nails. He's biting his nails because he'd sure like to get another one of those things. As he looks on, he really didn't give up hope. Didn't give up hope in his ball club after the loss to Kansas City when they were 6-6. But he had some doubts. The Raiders have come back and really helped change his doubts to smiles.
Stabler going for it all this time, and for once Raymond Chester couldn't hold it. Keith Simpson and Autry Beeman, the safety men, were just about split with that pass.
Stabler, a great end zone shot here. As Stabler looks downfield, you'll see Chester trying to stretch out a little bit. Just off the end of his fingertips, right there, you'll see him not really gain control. Again, right in the middle of 3 defenders. Beeson, number 58, 27, Beeman also. But Chester could not hang on to the ball. Could have been a big play.
All right, Jensen is now in. Number 31, Derek Jensen, a rookie from Texas Arlington. Stabler, 11 out of 16, 114 yards. Third down, 7 for Oakland. The Raiders trail by 7. Stabler gets it away into the traffic. 3 men in the area against number 87, Dave Casper. John Harris, 44. Dave Brown, 22. And I believe Autry Beeman was also over there.
Well, that's great coverage by the defensive secondary. Seattle had the blitz on. It was picked up well by the Oakland offensive line, but the defensive people took one-on-one, made it work. John Harris right there did a good job on the play. He was J.J. John Jefferson's roommate at University of Arizona.
Seattle leading Oakland 17-10. 7 minutes, 57 seconds left to play in the first half on a 4th down and 6 coming up. Raymond Chester, Derek Ramsey, number 84, Dave Casper, 87, Cliff Branch, 21. All receivers are in there. Stabler again with a lot of time. And this time he's got Branch a first down. Branch on the 24, Autry Beeman, chased it out of bounds, and again, that offensive line of Oakland is giving Stabler all day to throw the football.
You got to give them all the credit in the world. When you get this much time with the receivers that Oakland has, they're going to get open. That's just a lot of pressure on the Seattle defensive secondary, and Seattle knows it. Here you see all that time. Finally, Branch, 21, beating his man, getting out of bounds. Another first down for the Raiders as they march farther downfield.
The ball is on the 24 as the snake is on now in this drive, and he is really on. But we have a Seattle Seahawk injured on the play, on the last play. So we'll take a timeout here in Oakland with 7 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the first half. And Seattle is leading Oakland 17-10.
Take care of your car at Kmart. Our automotive service centers care.
Your Kmart Automotive Center can be your center for Christmas gifts. Anyone on your list would be pleased with this top quality 21-piece socket wrench set. 1/4 and 3/8 drive
backed by a full unconditional duration warranty. A great gift for $11.88 at Kmart Automotive Centers across the U.S., where quality car products are Kmart priced.
Next Saturday, the defending ACC champion North Carolina Tar Heels, led by All-America forward Michael Corrin and Al Woods, take on Bobby Knight's top-ranked Hoosiers of Indiana with Frost sensation Isaiah Thomas and Mike Woodson. Next Saturday on the Game of the Week.
And after that big basketball game on NBC next week, well, we're going to salute the champions. Sports Year 79 on Sports World. That's next Saturday. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Seattle.
The Seattle Seahawks have an injured man down, and that is Michael Jackson, the linebacker. Sammy Green will replace him. Seattle went down 7-0 in 52 seconds when Lester Hayes intercepted a Jim Zorn pass to start the ball game and went 30 yards for a touchdown. Then Sherman Smith kept an 80-yard drive, scoring from the 1 for Seattle to tie the game. Then Efren Herrera came back with his 11th straight field goal to put Seattle ahead 10-7 at the quarter. Jim Breach kicked a 20-yard field goal to tie it up for Oakland. And then Jim Zorn hit McCullum on a 65-yard bomb on the next play to put Seattle back in front. And Ken Stabler, who has hit 12 out of 18 for 124 yards, brings the Raiders up 1st and 10. Whittington trying to get to the 20, gets to the 21. Simpson 42, Beeson 58 are on the tackle. Arthur Whittington has been a bit of a workhorse this afternoon. The cool, collected Tom Flores, a one-time Oakland Raider quarterback, and Jack Patera, former NFL star, look at each other across the sidelines. Jack Patera confident that his defense can stop Kenny Stabler. Stabler has really moved around with his receivers. Branch 4 for 39 yards, Casper 3 for 34, Chester 3 for 38, Van Egan 2 for 14. What? The Snake's going to bootleg it. He's got an open field, but he gets out of bounds inside the 10. He was wide open. The Snake just doesn't move that fast anymore. If he'd had a little more speed, he would have been in there. But he gets 13 yards and a first down.
Stabler back here as he looks downfield. Safety blitz. Seattle throwing everybody at him. Here he decides to impersonate Zorn as he rolls out. Not anybody in the area. Finally, number 27, Beeman, will chase him out of bounds. Stabler at 33 realizes his body can't stand a whole lot of abuse. Runs out of bounds, but a great play on his part.
Kenny Stabler's rushing average is now 13 yards per carry. That was his first this year. 1st and goal, Oakland. This time it's Booker Russell. Russell blasts his way inside the 5 and is brought down by Autry Beeman, number 27, the free safety. There he is. Well, I'll tell you, he's got the best rushing average on this Oakland club this year now.
I'm sure that's an average he'd rather do without right now, too.
2nd down, goal to go at the 3. Seattle on top by a score of 17-10. 6 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the first half here in Oakland. The Raiders are still in it. They'll have to wait to find out the results of the Denver-San Diego game tomorrow night, but the Raiders are still in the race. Whittington. He is in there. Arthur Whittington scores. Beeson met him at the goal line, but Whittington went up over the top to score his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Now, how many times have you seen it in goal line situations? The Raiders running over their left side. Number 63, Upshaw, pulling for a short type trap, looking for somebody to hit. Beeson does not disappoint him. As Upshaw steps up in the hole, so does Whittington, and everybody goes over the goal line with a little help from number 63, Upshaw. There's the man that scored, Whittington, number 22, on some fine blocking on the left side of the Oakland offensive line.
Dave Hum will hold it. Jim Breach, a rookie out of California, 2nd-year man out of California. And he ties the game. So we have 6 minutes and 7 seconds left to play in the first half. And how about this one? All tied up at 17. More exciting action coming right up.
Must
Mustang, Firebird, Datsun ZX, TR7, Celica, and Dodge 024 start out together. But all sport coupes are not engineered equal. More aerodynamic styling moves Dodge 024 out ahead. And 024's automatic transmission mileage ratings are higher than the others. Some don't have 024's precise rack and pinion steering or four-wheel independent suspension. And none have 024's front-wheel drive.
We're building 024s day and night so you can take delivery of these great mileage cars right now at your Dodge dealer.
Well, the Raiders have had the football most of the time, but the Seahawks are right in there even with them at 17. We're all tied up. 6:07 to go in the first half. Merle Harmon and George Coons with you in Oakland, hoping you're enjoying a wild one. Ray Guy will kick off for Oakland. Out of southern Mississippi in his 7th year. Back deep, Tony Green, Jeff Moore. And at the 8, the ball is finally covered by Jeff Moore. Ball is kind of rolling around, and I believe it'll be placed on the 9-yard line. So Jim Zorn brings his offensive unit on the field. Jim really put some excitement in the game in a hurry. The last time he was on there with a 65-yard bomb to McCollum right after Oakland had scored. Tonight, take a tour through the magical world of special effects on Disney's Wonderful World. Then it's the holiday event of the season. Billy D. Williams and Maria Schell star in the world premiere of Christmas Lilies of the Field, followed by a spotlight on the shocking safety records of commuter airlines on primetime Sunday. Tonight on NBC. At the 9, the Seahawks. Zorn will go upstairs in a hurry. Incomplete. Intended for Steve Rabel, number 83. A little bit underthrown. Mike Davis, 36, a strong safety, had the coverage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Mike Davis, a second-year man out of Colorado, number 36.
You know, in a situation like this on the 8-yard line, coming up 2nd and 10, every player on both teams knows how crucial it is to get it out, get the ball outside that 20-yard line because of field position for the opposing offense. Here, as we look at Zorn, his completions and attempts having a good day, you want to say that these guys have got to move the ball. Seattle's got to get it out of there, or they're going to be in trouble defensively.
5 defensive backs are on the field. And movement up on the Seattle line. Sherman Smith carrying right through that hole. Goes out across the 15. Moves near the 17. And number 74, Dave Pear. Monty Johnson, 58. Nose tackle and inside linebacker. Stop the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Jackson has a bruised right shoulder, the linebacker for Seattle. It is questionable that he will return today. Big 3rd down for Seattle. Let's see what Zorn does. Zorn on the scramble, has an open man, his tight end Brian Peets. Peets has the 1st down up across the 25 and is yanked down at about the 26 by Rod Martin, 53, and Mike Davis, 36. The linebacker and strong safety.
A big play by Zorn and Peets right here. Zorn knows he's got to move the ball to get into better field position, even if he has to kick just to get that extra yardage. He looks around. You'll see Peets, number 88, get into your screen at the upper part right there, catches the ball, turns it upfield for the 1st down. Zorn scrambling will be a key in a game for the Oakland defense because they'll have to contain him by scrambling and moving around, getting plays like this to Peets. He can hurt the Raiders defensively. They've got to contain him.
Peets got 11, now 261 yards for the year. Zorn wants it all again, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Steve Rabel, the fastest guy on this Seattle ball club, and Lester Hayes was covering him step by step, but Zorn overthrew. Rabel has caught passes for 225 yards going into the game today and 1 touchdown. Jim Zorn is the only starting quarterback in the NFL who ever came into the league as a free agent, and he used to be with Dallas.
Used to be with Dallas. He was with Los Angeles for a while, too, wasn't he, Merle? And then
briefly. But how about
Seattle?
That?
Found a great home in Seattle.
And how? 2nd down 10 for the Seahawks. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the first half. The score tied at 17. Smith and Dornick are the setbacks. Zorn fires away, and he's got Rabel at the 40, and he's got the first down. Gain of about 13. Mike Davis, 36, and Charles Phillips, 47. The safety men make the tackle. Gain of 14 yards.
Even without Largent, the Seahawks putting on a good offensive aerial display. Good offensive line blocking this time, as you see number 63, Nick Bebop, blocking on Pat Toomey. Plenty of time for Mr. Zorn as he sets back. Little curl pattern by Rabel right there in between two defenders, getting the ball outside the 40-yard line for the Seahawks in a drive versus Oakland.
Clock running, 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first half. The score tied at 17. Brian Peets, 88. Steve Rabel, 83. Sam McCullum, 84. Now the receivers for Seattle. And this is Rabel in motion. Fake the run. The open man is Peets. Peets dragged down at the 40-yard line in Oakland territory by Rod Martin, the linebacker. So Martin drew Peets on the defensive coverage, and Peets yanked it in for a first down, a gain of 20.
Again, a little play fake to Smith, number 47 in the middle. Zorn back, he'll spot Peets, number 88, downfield, beating his defender right there, number 53, Martin. A good linebacker he's beating. As Martin goes down, he manages to slip, but he takes Peets with him. A saving tackle. You will see another Raider in the screen until the official whistles the ball dead. Could have been a big play if Mr. Martin hadn't stopped it.
2 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the first half. The score tied at 17. This time it's Green in motion. And a flag is thrown as the play got underway. Sam McCullum was the intended receiver, covered by Henry Williams. So we'll hold it up right here with 2:38 to go, and a holding call is indicated against Oakland. A defensive holding penalty. Jerry Markbright walks off the yardage.
Holding number 45, defense, automatic first down.
Henry Williams, number 45, the right cornerback for the defensive unit. Jack Patera took a look at the clock a moment ago. Decided they've got plenty of time. Everything's cool. That's Sam Atkins, you saw on the sideline with him, the third-string quarterback. Tom Flory's a little anxious right now, though. Ball on the 35-yard line, first down 10. Seattle has one timeout left. This is Smith, and Smith doesn't get too much. Phil Villapiano, 41. Ted Hendricks, 83, make the tackle. The linebackers.
Again, some people may wonder why Seattle would run a basic play like that versus the Oakland defense. Basic plays of that nature has set up everything Seattle has tried to do thus far this game. In order to get the other big plays over the top, in order to get the plays that bust those runners out, they've got to run their basic offense, which they're executing right now.
Apparently, Seattle is going to let the clock run down to the 2-minute mark. There's 2:07 to go. John Matuzak has come in now for the Oakland Raiders, and Jim Zorn and the Seahawks let the clock roll to 2, and we have the timeout. So with 2 minutes to go in the first half, it is Seattle 17 and Oakland 17. What can they do in 2 minutes? We'll see.
This Bud's for all the people who make the sidelines a part of the show.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do,
this Bud's for you.
With 2 minutes to play in the first half, the Seahawks have the ball of the Oakland 33 and the game tied up at 17. You know, you think now, with this game being as close as it is, about the second half, and who's the good, strong second half team? Well, Jim Zorn and the Seahawks have scored 175 points in their first half of their games this season and 174 in the second half of their games this season. So they're strong in both areas, both times. You know something? No fumbles in this game, George.
No sacks by Oakland either, and in the first half of last week's game, they had 5.
Second down, 8 on the 33. 84, McCullum in motion to the right. Zorn, and he is pulled down on the 31 by Monty Johnson. I believe that was a quarterback draw, and it didn't fool Monty Johnson, 58, who stayed home.
The quarterback draw is a weapon in the arsenal, again, of the Seattle offense. And this time, Monty Johnson will have nothing to do with it. They've got to stop that Zorn running, which they did effectively on that play. And with 1:38 to go in the half, it's a good thing they did, because Zorn could have motivated that ball, as Hank Stram, I think, would say, down the field.
Third down and 6 to go. 1:28 seconds left, and Oakland brings on 6 defensive backs. Jeff Moore is now in the backfield for Seattle. They show the blitz. Zorn runs out of the trap, goes for the bomb for McCollum, and throws it clear out of the end zone. McCollum was well covered by Henry Williams, number 45, the rookie from San Diego State, and Zorn cut it loose and threw it where nobody could get to it. So it's a 4th down coming up, and Efren Herrera will come on the field for the Seahawks. 1:10 to go in the first half. From this range, which will be from the 40-yard plus range, Herrera has kicked 5 out of 6. Let's see where they tee it up. At the 39, it'll be a 49-yard effort. He's 5 out of 6.
Apparent effort, you've got to say again.
Always apparent effort. Never know about Zorn who's holding. Nope, there you go. You called the shot. Zorn going to put it up, and he hits his man in the 30. Now the race is on for the first down, and it is Sherman Smith out of the backfield, and he may have it. Mike Davis, number 36, made the tackle, but did you see all the sidestepping going on there? With Sherman Smith short of the first down, putting the fake on Davis, and it looked like it was Sherman Smith who was the better dancer.
How many times have Seattle fans seen this happen? Herrera going out for the pass, Zorn looking left and throwing to Smith. Smith has no blocking, so he's got to put this move on number 90, Willie Jones, and he does. He gets the first down with that second effort to keep the Seattle drive alive.
And it was Davis who came up to make the tackle. You called it right. It was Jones, number 90, who was the victim of those moves by Sherman Smith. Now, with 19 seconds to go, Seattle at the 24. Zorn, and it is incomplete to Lester Hayes. Broke up the play. Zorn thinks there should have been a pass interference call, and the answer is no. 13 seconds left to play in the half.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked like good coverage from here, but we'll take another look at it as Zorn again sets back, doing what he does best. That's throw the ball here downfield. McCollum right there. Again, number 37 Hayes comes up with a big play over the top, very similar to the play that Seattle got called on earlier, but the officials ruling that time Hayes did not touch the offensive receiver before the ball got there.
Wait till Jack Patera talks to his booster club about that one. Well, with 13 seconds left, Zorn has a 2nd down and 10. Back over the middle this time. He's got McCollum at the 5. He drops the football. Who's got it? Oakland says we've got it. But we'll let the officials call it. Sam McCollum lost the football. We have 1 second left. 1 second showing on the clock in the first half, and the score tied at 17. And they're still trying to find the football.
Boy, if Seattle loses it, what a heartbreaker. A super catch and a great move by McCollum to move it downfield, but then fumbling the ball around the 5-yard line. If Oakland has it, it nullifies a super effort.
Well, we still don't know.
What a way to end the season.
The players always try to help us. Our ball, the other team, our ball. It's Oakland. They finally found the football. And Jack Patera and Jim Zorn, you know how they feel. Henry Williams may have been the last man on the ball.
Oh, you got to see this effort. This is just a well-executed play with a little bad luck at the end. Zorn looking right at McCollum, no doubt where he wants to go. And watch the move after he catches. He knows the defender is right on him. Tatum, number 32, but he shakes him off. The arm tackle doesn't work. McCollum takes the ball down inside the 5-yard line, but right there, Hayes, number 37, knocks it out of his hands. They're almost recovered by Coder, number 60, but apparently, as the officials ruled, Oakland recovered scored at the 5-yard line. A big break for the Raiders, heartbreak for the Seattle Seahawks to end the half.
And Oakland is going to kill this ball with 1 second left to play, and they do. They just lined everybody up, took the snap, and then Stabler fell down with the football. So there's the end of the first half, and how about this one for you from Oakland this afternoon? The score tied at 17.
Sam Rutigliano, coach of the Cleveland Browns. I started my career as a high school coach. 1 million young people are playing high school football each year. It's a game of speed, contact, and excitement. These athletes receive guidance, conditioning, they learn to think, develop leadership, discipline, and teamwork. High school sports need your attendance. The NFL encourages you to see a high school game this week.
Hi, I'm Dick Butkus. Just a few years ago, I was the middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears. I love playing pro football, but my biggest thrill came with my election into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm very proud to be a part of this up-to-the-minute sports showplace where the total pro football story is told in many exciting ways. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio is open every day of the year except Christmas. I hope you'll visit here soon.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Well, a 17-17 tie with Seattle and Oakland. Oakland opened up with a 30-yard pass interception in the first minute and a touchdown run by Lester Hayes. And then the fireworks really started. Seattle coming back to score 10, taking a 10-7 lead at the quarter. Jim Breach tied it with a 20-yard field goal for Oakland. And then Zorn on the first play after the kickoff hit on a 65-yard bomb to Sam McCullum to put Seattle back in front, and then Arthur Whittington capped a 90-yard Oakland drive with a 2-yard touchdown run, tied at 17, and then Oakland lost the football with 1 second left on a fumble before the first half ended, and Oakland killed the clock. And my goodness, George, how much more excitement could we possibly have in this ball game today? Well, we've got more excitement coming up. And Brian Gumbel and Mike Adamle are standing by in New York to bring us an update on scores and highlights of all the other games. NFL Halftime 79 will continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Christmas Lilies of the Field, the world premiere.
I'm the fellow who done builded you the chapel out there, remember?
Maria Schell has the idea to build a school in time for Christmas. And Billy D. Williams is just the man to do it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Christmas Lilies of the Field, right after Disney, Sunday.
This is King 5, Seattle.
At halftime of the Seattle-Oakland game, we welcome you back to our NFL 79 studios in New York. Along with Mike Adamle, I'm Brian Gumbel. We are winding down the very, very long NFL regular season, week number 16. Let's give you all the finals today. Time ran out on the Cleveland Browns. You can eliminate them from any playoff hopes. Cincinnati Bengals a winner today. Finals 16-12. Sam Rutigliano's club finished up the year 9-7. For my money, the most exciting team in the league. Early on, it was Brian Sipe looking and finding Dave Logan downfield. What a year for Sipe. This is touchdown pass number 28 on the season. Got the Browns on the board, but they missed the point after and made it 6-0. Jack Thompson came in for an injured Kenny Anderson, directed the Browns their first score, a Pete Johnson score, but also missed the point after. That made it 6-6. And then Thompson looked left, ran right, found his way into the end zone. Bengals made it 13-6 with the point after. It was 16-12. As you see the final seconds in the Cleveland Browns season, Brian Sipe looking here, trying for a receiver that will try to extend the Browns season. And as Rucker goes up, the ball deflects off of his arms, and the Browns are done at 9-7. The Bengals close out their season with a mark of 4-12. Michael?
Two teams who were in the playoffs last year and will not appear this year, probably the most disappointing teams in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings and the New England Patriots hooked up this afternoon in Foxborough. The Patriots won 27-23. Steve Grogan threw for 2 touchdown passes, and we at NFL 79 say farewell to Jim Marshall. He closed out a 20-year career in the NFL. That's really something else. Color the Pittsburgh Steelers, champions once again, the 6th consecutive time. They have won the AFC Championship, Central Division Championship. They did it over the Buffalo Bills in Three Rivers Stadium, 28-0. You can see the nasty gash that Terry Bradshaw sustained, but he did not leave the game. He did throw for 1 touchdown right here to Lynn Swann. Watch Swanee go up in the air to get it. He had 61 yards on the day. Pittsburgh led 7-0. It was 21 21-0 when big Sidney Thornton, the tank, rammed in from 8 yards to make it 21-zip. And then Franco Harris scored his 11th touchdown of the season. He won on the day 100 yards. That's the 35th time in his career that he has done it. Pittsburgh wins big, 28-0. Tampa Bay finally snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. After 3 weeks, they finally won a game and won the NFC Central Division title. They'll be in the playoffs. It was done in a torrential downpour in Tampa Bay Stadium. Look at the cascading waterfall. 7 turnovers here. Here, Neil O'Donoghue picks up a fumbled snap, tries to pick up the first down himself, but can't do it. 1 of 7 turnovers by the Buccaneers. Here was another one. Jerry Eckwood gets the pitch out from Doug Williams. He looks like he's off to the races, but he drops the ball, and Kansas City stuffs out of another rally. Finally, Neil O'Donoghue from 19 yards away. First time ever the Buccaneers are in the playoffs, and most certainly O'Donoghue will go into Buccaneer history. And Brian, I know you might be a little bit happy because you're fairly good friends with Tampa Bay coach John McKay.
As much as anybody can be friends with John McKay, I think. Certainly I do congratulate him. I think he's a fantastic coach. I hope they're not in over their heads in the playoffs either. The way they've played the last month, you got to wonder about it. Baltimore against the Giants. The final here in the Meadowlands. Colts a winner, 31-7 in this ball game. Strange things going on early in this game. Bit of a mist falling out of the Meadowlands, and we saw some strange things happening. What kind of things? We'll try this one on for size. Sims throws one out in the flat. Bruce Laird picks it up, but on his way to glory, a spike and 6 points, he lost the football. The Colts lost a chance to score. If you thought that had Ted Marchibroda scratching his head, try this one on for size. Joe Washington, perhaps the most used man in the NFL this year. He's by the 20, by the 15, but the 10 makes a solo tackle. And then from the 3-yard line, Roosevelt Leaks goes in, touchdown Baltimore. They had the count up to 10-0. Then Greg Landry, who's done a superb job, I think, in replacing Burt Jones, gets a touchdown strike here to Mike Siani. That made it 17-0. The only Giant score was this Phil Simms to Ernest Gray strike. That made it 17-7. Too little, too late, because Landry went up top, and if you don't know what pass interference is, take a picture of that one, because that's what it was. Colts got at the 1-yard line and scored. Final again, 31-7. And Atlanta beat San Francisco today. 2 other teams just playing out the string. Final 31-21. Of note in that ball game, Steve DeBerg completed 29 of 53. With those 29 completions, he completed 347 for the year, and that is a new NFL mark, breaking by 2, the record set by Fran Tarkenton just last season. Still to come tonight on NBC at 7 o'clock. It's Disney's Wonderful World, followed by Christmas, Lilies of the Field, followed by Primetime Sunday with Tom Snyder. You're caught up on the finals. For an update on the rest of the scores, let's go back to Oakland and rejoin Merle Harmon.
Well, the fans here in Oakland this afternoon certainly haven't lacked for excitement as the Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders are deadlocked at 17 at the half. And it didn't take long for the excitement to start either, with Lester Hayes going 30 yards with a touchdown run on a pass interception. And George, were you looking for any kind of a blowout there?
Well, not really. Seattle's had a habit of coming back at times when you really think they won't. It's hard to start a game with 52 seconds gone and you realize you're 7 points behind right off the bat.
Okay, well, we have some other ball games other than those that you saw reports on a moment ago. Chicago defeated St. Louis 42-6. It did not help the Bear cause because Tampa Bay won and, of course, took the NFC Central. So it'll be Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Well, Dallas trying to come back against Washington. The Redskins are leading 17-14 at the half after Washington led at one time, I believe, 17-0. So the Redskins are keeping the heat on. Philadelphia putting the heat on Houston, 12-7. Houston will be a wild card team, although Pittsburgh did win today. And Pittsburgh has won the AFC Central. New Orleans is leading Los Angeles 14-7. Of course, the Rams are already into the playoff picture, so there's no pressure there. These are later games that we have checked out, and we'll keep you posted on those during the second half of our game here. Now, George, back to this one this afternoon. Oakland, with tremendous pressure, has to win and then hope that San Diego can beat Denver tomorrow evening. Do you look for anything different here in the second half? I mean, what can you do in a game like this?
Well, you can perform. Probably the pressure right now, as far as Oakland is concerned, the offense is moving. The pressure's got to come from the defensive front line, or to the defensive front line of the Oakland Raiders. 5 sacks in the first half of last week's game versus Sipes. Second half, the Sipe and the Cleveland Browns came back, Oakland got no sacks in the second half of that game. I think it's indicative of the fact that Oakland is going to have to put a little more pressure on Zorn defensively with that front line in order to keep the pressure up, because if he starts scrambling again, as we saw with a pass to Peace, he can hurt you.
And, of course, Seattle always comes up with the surprises, the fake field goals, which they came up with again just as we were nearing the end of the first half. And then the Seattle drive was stopped with 1 second left when McCollum coughed up the football. So I'll tell you, Seattle is really such an entertaining team.
Oh, they really are. And Patera really opened up the offense after the first few weeks of the season, decided he was going to display the same kind of verve he did last year, and it's really paid off. They played better ball, more consistent. It's their style of play.
Well, it's tied up at 17 here in Oakland, and we're looking forward to a great second half with plenty of excitement. So stay with us. We'll be back from Oakland with the Raiders 17, Seattle 17. I screwed that up. This 1979 National Football League game is brought to you by Schlitz. Make the most of now. From the life you live to the beer you drink. Go for it. By Dodge. Test drive the new 1980 Dodge cars, engineered with room, styling, ride, and handling. By Allstate Insurance Companies. You're in good hands with Allstate. And by Pioneer High Fidelity Components. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Hello, I'm Jim Turner of the Denver Broncos. We read and hear almost every day about the problem of energy conservation. It's a real problem. It's one that needs your help and mine. Energy. We can't afford to waste it.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League and NBC. Merle Herman and George Coons with you in Oakland. Efren Herrera will be kicking off for the Seahawks. Ira Matthews is back deep along with Arthur Whittington, number 43 and 42, for the return. And Matthews can be very, very dangerous. Herrera kicks it away to Matthews. And we talk about dangerous. Look at him go. Ira Matthews brings the ball out to the 43-yard line. He almost broke it. Cornell Webster had to pull him down after a 21-yard return.
Again, Herrera kicking off. Matthews will be on his right, your left of the screen here, number 43, as he picks the ball up, the number 2 man in the AFC in kickoff returns. He heads upfield behind some good blocking. As he heads up there, he waits for the break, almost gets it, but a tackle from behind brings him down. And if it weren't for that, he could have gone quite farther upfield. Number 1, Efren Herrera, a good receiver, a good kicker, not a great tackler necessarily, may not have stopped it.
Branch is split to the right. Stabler swings it out of the left flat to Whittington. And Whittington is wrestled out of bounds by number 22, Dave Brown, the right cornerback, after Whittington crosses the 45 and gets out to the 47. Here's what happened in the first half statistically. Any surprises?
Boy, I'll tell you, 205 yards passing offense for the Seattle Seahawks, 124 for the Raiders. Not as much as obviously for the Raiders as the Seahawks, but a great air game going on. Total yards at the edge of the Seahawks, but the Raiders with the ball in this half could even that up in a hurry.
Second down, 6. Van Egan bolts to midfield and into Seattle territory near the 48. Robert Hardy, number 75, brings Van Egan down. I believe he's short of a first down, however. Robert Hardy, a rookie from Jackson State, number 75. Michael Jackson has just come out of the runway. He is the rookie linebacker out of the University of Washington for the Seattle Seahawks and is now making his way from the north end zone around to the bench. Van Egan, Russell, and Derek Jensen are now the running backs on third down and less than a yard. There's Michael Jackson. That's Jensen in motion. Van Egan has the first down to the 45 of Seattle. Mark Van Egan, a power runner indeed.
Crucial yardage. You got to give the edge to Oakland. They're getting the ball down there in third down situations. Again, Van Egan, a workhorse behind good blocking. Great surge by the offensive line. You see Hardy 5 yards deep, standing there, number 75, pushed back by that Oakland surge. Van Egan running in right behind it, getting the first down they need.
First and 10 on the 45 as Branch goes wide to the left, and Stabler is up under the center, Dave Dalby. Back over the middle of Van Egan at the 40, 35, 30, at the 25, at the 24. Terry Beeson, the middle linebacker, number 58, had to pull Van Egan down from behind after a run of 21 yards on a pass run, and Kerry Justin, number 26, had to help out.
Well, big play again. Everything Stabler's done beforehand, setting up what he's doing now. The Seattle defensive secondary dropping off to take the pressure away from those passes to the wide receivers again, and then Stabler goes back underneath to his backs, letting him juke people as number 30 Van Egan did to Autry Beeman, number 27, getting good yardage in that play inside the 30 of the Seahawks.
And Philadelphia still leads Houston at the half, 12-10. Stabler, look at Stabler, finally goes down, almost lost the football. He might have, as Bill Gregory, 77, tried to take that football away from Stabler. He got him from the blind side coming around, and indeed, Bill Gregory got the job done. That's the first sack of the ball game, and Bill Gregory stripped the ball from Stabler.
Last year, Gregory, again, the leader of the Seattle defensive charge in 1978. Here's Stabler, used to all that fine pass protection, doesn't get it this play. As he looks downfield, he's taking his time, waiting for things to set up, and you'll see Gregory coming out of the right side of your screen, not only hits Stabler, but knocks the ball loose, and then everybody falls on it. Seattle recovers out of a bad situation that time. They get the ball back outside their 30-yard line. Could have been hurt very seriously with the way Stabler's been throwing the ball.
37th sack of the season for Seattle. About 12 better than a year ago. 1st and 10 on the Seattle 30 with Jim Zorn and his offensive pals aboard. Good fake by Zorn. And he hits Sam McCullum, number 84 on the near side. Henry Williams, 45 of the coverage, along with Rod Martin, the linebacker. And McCullum is dropped just about on the 40-yard line, a 13-yard pickup. Check that, on the 42-yard line for a 13-yard pickup. Sam McCullum has had a good day.
Oh, he's had a great day when the pressure was on him to have a good day, too, which is a sign of a true pro. Sam has performed very admirably for the Seahawks, and it's only the beginning of the second half.
He caught a 65-yard bomb from Zorn on the first play after Breach had kicked the field goal for Oakland back in the second quarter. Slot right. Zorn a long count, really long. Dan Dornick belts across the 45 to the 46. Pat Toomey, 67. Dave Pear, 74, are in on the tackle.
Zorn with an end zone shot we'll see here. Villapiano will be at the top part of your screen, number 41, looking to try to get a hold of somebody. Number 74, David Pear, spinning off. Finally, Pat Toomey making the tackle. What could have been a bigger play. The hole was there. Dornick just hit it a little bit late. It closed very soon. Good play by the Oakland defense. Let's see what Seattle does now.
2nd down, 6 after a gain of 4. Zorn sends Smith back to the right side in the set, and I think they took too much time. They did. You know, if there's one thing that looks like Zorn needs to improve on his audibles or the checkoff or whatever, he takes so much time, George.
Well, it could be that with all the noise, too, that his receivers, his linemen don't really
number
hear.
10, offense, 2nd down.
But rather than take the timeout, you saw Zorn try to get into the play. At least he saved the timeout that time for later on, although losing 5 yards is going to hurt you anytime you do it.
Oakland is sure that Jim Zorn is going to go upstairs on this one. They have 6 defensive backs on the field, and Jack Patera with the game tied at 17 and a 2nd down 11 coming up. Hopes Zorn can pick up a big play here as Oakland shows the blitz, but they don't do it. Zorn has got some yardage at midfield at the 45, and he is finally pulled down to the Oakland 43 by Mike Davis, the strong safety. Jim Zorn goes for a 1st down, showing that he indeed can run with that football, and does for 15 yards.
This is what we tried to point out at halftime. Again, Zorn setting back. He's dangerous when he runs with the ball, too. Here, good coverage. The rush finally getting to him after very good protection by the Seattle line. He heads upfield. Good block, springs him past 58 Johnson. Nobody in the open field really with him until finally he gets some pressure and is brought down by number 36, Mike Davis, but not after pulling his team out of a hole, getting good yardage and a first down for the Seahawks, this time just outside the Oakland 40-yard line.
Down at the 43, Zorn and the Seahawks. Play action. Zorn gets out of the trap, throws to Brian Pizza's tight end at the 35. He's down to the 30, down to the 29, and another first down to the Seahawks. And now we've got a little extracurricular activity after that 13-yard pickup. Rod Martin, 53, Mike Davis, 36, made the tackle. Brian Peets is having a good day for Seattle.
You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen a little more scrapping earlier because of the importance of the game to Oakland. Here, Zorn, a little play fake again, which he does so well. Getting heat from number 83, Hendricks, coming through untouched, dumps it off to Peets. Peets, a good athlete in his own right, taking it upfield, moving up against Mike Davis, 36. Finally hit by 53, Rod Martin. And Martin knows the importance of the game, gets a little bit irritated that they got beat on that particular play. That Peets got another first down, so he's going to let Peets know about it right then and there.
It's a first down, Seattle. Zorn. And he goes for Steve Rabel. Mike Davis had the coverage on the play. Was Rabel able to stay in? He did at the 18-yard line.
Sometimes when receivers step in place of starters full time, the timing is off. Obviously, these two guys have been working on this all week long and all season long. Really great touch here, timing. Rabel, hands outstretched, brings it in, showing good hands as he beats, again, Davis, number 36. Another first down as he takes it out of bounds, stopping the clock.
So the Seahawks are on the move now and have that ball first and 10 on the 18-yard line of the Raiders. Sherman Smith, the tank, getting a couple the hard way. Rod Martin, 53, the linebacker, and Reggie Kinlaw, 62, and Dave Browning, 73. All there to make the stop. A gain of 1. It'll be second down, 9 coming up. Tom Flores hoping the defense can stop the Seahawk charge. And Jack Patera on the other side of the field, obviously pleased with the way Zorn has operated his team today. The ball at the 17, second down, 9, score tied, 17 all, 9:14 to go in the third quarter in Oakland. Rabel in motion. And it is incomplete, intended for Sam McCullum. Had his hands on the ball, but he couldn't hold it. Henry Williams was on him. It looked like the ball was thrown a little bit behind McCullum.
Just a tad, but again, McCullum has made some great catches today. That could have really helped the Seahawks with a better catch on that ball. Again, Williams following the receiver downfield. Not good coverage on that by that time by Williams, but that man right there, Sam McCullum, having a heck of a day.
Jesse Green, 86, is now in the ball game, and Brian Peets goes out. McCullum has caught 6 passes, 146 yards. Here are the reception leaders this year in the AFC. Largent, of course, out of the game today with the injury. Third down, 9. Zorn tries it again. This time he's got Dornick coming out of the backfield. And Dornick takes it all the way. Rod Martin was the man who had the coverage, and Dornick goes 19 yards rather, for the touchdown. And Dornick scores his 9th touchdown of the year and his first on a pass reception.
How many times have you seen it with a linebacker isolated on an offensive back? A natural mismatch when you consider the speed that the backs have. Here, Dornick, who once caught 10 passes in a game this year, flares out. Martin, number 53, can't stay with him as Dornick turns it up. He shows a display of his emotions as he gets it into the end zone. Great play by Seattle, pulling him out of a hole.
And Herrera adds the extra point. 8 minutes and 55 seconds remain to be played in the third quarter as Herrera makes the score. Seattle 24 and the Oakland Raiders 17.
We got a Dodge van.
And $300.
Only Chrysler gives you a $300 check. Not GM, not Ford. Yeah.
I got a Dodge Mirada and $300.
Get a car or truck, get a check direct from Chrysler. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st at participating Dodge dealers.
Country saying yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. At participating dealers.
Some guys never learn. They're still taking it on the chin. Gotcha.
Norelco offers the Norelco rotary razor. Not 1 or 2 blades, but 36 blades inside 3 adjustable floating heads and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave without a nick or cut. So say hello to the Norelco rotary razor and say goodbye to Gotcha.
He's a 20th century man who awakens to a world beyond his wildest dreams. The greatest movies in Star Wars, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. The 2-hour box office hit Thursday.
George Blanda. What a story. What a guy. He was ready to come back and kick some more this year when some teams were having problems with field goal kickers. He said, I can still do the job. You know what? I think he could.
I'll tell you what, though, Merle, his hair is still not as gray as yours.
Well, yeah, but I get mine out of, you know, from the drugstore. Herrera's kickoff goes to Ira Matthews inside the 5. Make that Whittington. And look at this coverage for the Seahawks special teams. Number 55, Michael Jackson, and you saw him come back on the field a moment ago after being injured in the first half. Roars down to make the tackle, and the ball is spotted on the 12-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Seattle leading 24-17. 8 minutes, 46 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Seahawks have beaten the Raiders 3 in a row. They swept them last year. They beat them in the opener in the Kingdome earlier this year. 27-10 was the score in Seattle earlier this season. Ken Stabler and his offensive unit. This is Whittington. And leading the blocking, Gene Upshaw. But Seattle's defense, led by Terry Beeson, 58, the middle linebacker, cut him down. Ball spotted on the 9-yard line, and it will be a second down, about 9. Maybe that ball spotted on the 12, but it was at the 10-yard line where the last play started. Branch, number 21, will split to the top of the screen, wide to the left. Second down. The draw. And look at Robert Hardy, number 75, and Tuiasosopo, 74, stopping the play. Those were the 2 young rookie defensive tackles that we talked about at the top of the show today, George, and they're doing well.
They're doing very well today. The rushing offense for Oakland has not really been there because those 2 guys in the middle are doing a good job. And you can see how many times have we mentioned Beeson's name, so they're getting great inside support. Oakland finding it hard to run there.
And Michael Jackson, you saw him in the picture a moment ago, number 55, is back as the left linebacker after going out with an injury earlier. Whittington, 21 yards, 12 rushes today. Split receivers to each side. Van Egan, that's Whittington in motion. Van Egan on the pitch, the blockers lead. Van Egan at the 10, Van Egan at the 15, and banged out of bounds at about the 16 by John Harris, number 44. So Van Egan gets it out across the 15, and now it is 4th down and 2. So Van Egan missed it by a couple, and Ray Guy will come on for his first punt today. And come to think of it, we haven't seen Herman Weaver either. No punts. This is the first one.
No punts at all. This has been quite an offensive display. Ray Guy, you can see his average, 42.6, the second best in the AFC to Grupp from Kansas City. Ray Guy, first time in many years he hasn't been to the Pro Bowl.
So Guy will kick it away. And a bad snap back into the end zone and out of the end zone. And a safety. And 2 points for the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, boy. Tom Flores. That's what makes coaches old. As Seattle will pick up 2 points and go ahead 26-17. A free kick coming up, and we'll be right back.
I didn't always fly my own plane home from the tour.
Arnold Palmer, back again in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
I had to do a lot of driving on a lot of roads in my early years as a pro, so I didn't need car troubles. Well, I just remembered what I had learned from my dad about Pennzoil. And you know, since then, Pennzoil and I have been down a lot of roads together.
Pennzoil, America's asked-for motor oil.
Monday night was Nancy and lobster. Tuesday night, Marie and veal parmesan. Wednesday night, Monique and beef bourguignon. For those occasions when you're not sure what you're having for dinner, bring along the wine that's correct with any dish. Blue Nun, the delicious imported white wine that goes as well with meat as it does with fish. Friday night? Oh yeah, Friday night.
NBC's gonna bowl you over starting Christmas Day as Pitt takes on Arizona in the Fiesta Bowl. And New Year's Day, the #1 Buckeyes battle Charles White and the Trojans in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Then the Seminoles face the Sooners in the Orange Bowl.
Steve Sylvester, number 66, who moved over to snap that ball on that punt and snapped it right back out of the end zone for a safety. Nobody can feel worse at this point than Steve Sylvester. Now a free kick, and Ray Guy will punt it. And Seattle leads 26-17. Tony Green and John Harris are back for Seattle. John Harris on the run at the 25. And Harris at the 40, Harris at the 45, up near the 47. And he is dropped by Derek Ramsey, number 84, a wide receiver tight end. And Seattle has great field position after picking up 2 points on the safety. We were all very saddened to learn of the untimely death of George Halas Jr. last night, known as Muggs. Everybody in the NFL and many, many friends around the country suffered a massive heart attack at his home, and we extend our sympathies to the Halas family. George Halas Jr. passed away last night. At the 47, Jim Zorn and the Seahawks. Al Hunter is now in as the fullback. Ted Hendricks stops him after he gets to the 49-yard line. Al Hunter, a 3-year veteran from Notre Dame, who has rushed for 169 yards this year.
Ted Hendricks, look at his right arm, folks. That's a cast he's wearing. It's about 20 pounds worth. As Ted moves inside and tries to make the tackle on Hunter, he wraps his arms around him. But that's quite a load to carry besides Hunter. He's playing in his 158th consecutive game. Quite a tribute to that man, playing with broken bones a lot of his career with injuries. He's used to pain, but again, how can you stop a pass? You've got to club it down with a right arm like that.
Now coming to the sideline, Hendricks, 5 defensive backs on the field. 2nd down, 7 coming up. The running backs are Smith and Hunter, and this time it is Sherman Smith. Sherman the tank running to the 48. He runs like a Sherman tank. He's not as big as one, but those defensive guys think that he is. He's 6'4", 225, not too bad, but look at that body, will you? Rod Martin and Mike Davis brought him down. An all-purpose back. Now Dan Dornick comes in. Al Hunter comes out of the Seattle backfield. Seattle has hit for 260 yards passing, but only 39 yards now on the ground. Sherman Smith, 18 yards and 10 rushes. 3rd down, 4. And a catch on the 46-yard line by Dan Dornick coming out of the backfield. Jack Tatum covered him, but they'll be short of a 1st down. You know, I think Zorn had enough room to run for that one, George.
He sure did. He was under a little bit of pressure from 53 Rod Martin blitzing it over the middle. So Tatum had to really come up to pick up Dornick, and that's what enabled Dornick to get open. Zorn spotted it, took the option of a shorter gain maybe than he would have running. Maybe it was a bad option, but he did get the ball downfield to Dornick. It was his choice on the play, and he decided to go with that decision. But now we'll see the second punt of the game because of the lack of a 1st down.
And Herman Weaver will punt it away. Ira Matthews is deep. Weaver hangs it very high. Matthews calls for the fair catch, fields it on the 13-yard line, and that's where the Raiders will put the ball in play. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Seattle is leading Oakland by a score of 26-17.
From the legend that is Nikon comes the new Nikon EM. And from the Nikon EM comes nieces, nephews, this sharp, this clear, every time. Because even with a flash, the Nikon EM is fully automatic.
Shoot a couple. It's easy.
Okay. Just focus and shoot.
It is easy. What'd you pay for this camera?
And the Nikon EM comes at a very easy price.
That's all? For a Nikon?
The new Nikon EM, it's not just a camera, it's a Nikon.
The Mitsubishi Bridge from Japan to Dodge.
The #1 gasoline mileage car in America is here, the Dodge Colt hatchback. From a passenger car line, which is in total the most technologically advanced fleet in Japan. Colt is engineered with front-wheel drive and the advanced MCA jet engine.
Take the Mitsubishi Bridge to your Dodge dealer.
we have increased availability of America's #1 gasoline mileage car. See it at your Dodge dealer right now.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING-TV, Seattle.
Merle Harmon and George Coons with you in Oakland, where Seattle leads Oakland 26-17. Seattle bounced back from a real stinger to start the game when Lester Hayes intercepted a Jim Zorn pass with less than a minute gone, ran it back 30 yards for a touchdown. But then Seattle came on to take the lead, was finally tied at the half 17-all. Now leads in the third quarter 26-17 as Zorn puts, or rather, Stabler puts on the running game as he goes to Mark Van Egan. Van Egan gets out across the 15 to about the 16. Robert Hardy 75, Carl Eller 71 make the tackle. Kenny Stabler in his 11th year with the Oakland Raiders. Raiders have won 3 in a row. A few weeks ago they were kind of being counted out, but they've come on strong again under the leadership of this man. Second down 7. Stabler with some time comes back at about the 26-yard line to Raymond Chester, but Autry Beeman broke that one up. Beeman, a 5-year man out of East Texas State.
We'll show you what Autry does best. That's number 27. He plays center field. Stabler looking around again, good protection, throws it over. What a great effort by 27. Here you see him stick his hand out, knock it away from number 88, Ray Chester. Super defensive play. Seattle getting much better defensive coverage to start the second half. One of the efforts that contributes to that better best pass protection is Autry Beeman, number 27.
John Harris has come into the defensive secondary. 5 defensive backs cover this pass. That is number 88, Raymond Chester comes up with a big one. Autry Beeman was there, but Raymond Chester and Dave Casper have been picking him off the ground all day long. A 24-yard pickup, and Chester may be hurt.
No matter who you play for or who you're a fan of, you've got to admire efforts like this. Again, Stabler looking downfield for one of his tight ends. Chester reaching a little bit behind his back, and you'll see the catch he gives as he slips and turns around, goes down on his bad knee and is hit immediately. That's not bad pass protection. That's just a super effort by a guy who deserves the credit for it. Ray Chester again with a bad leg, displaying signs of pain as his leg may be injured. We hope it isn't injured seriously, but you know that it's got to hurt him a little bit.
And so while they work on Raymond Chester, we'll take a timeout with 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the third quarter, with Seattle leading Oakland by a score of 26-17.
Winners don't have time to wait, so they rent from Hertz. Nobody can get you into your Fairmont, LTD, or other fine car faster than #1. With the Hertz #1 Club, you just show your credit card, your license, sign, and go. No wonder the presidents of over 80% of America's top 500 companies carry Hertz cards.
Hiya, Juice.
Hey, Jimmy Connors. Hertz, where the winners rent.
You never thought you could go this far, this fast.
But this is your chance to match wheel for wheel with the best, and you go for it. You go for all the gusto you can get, making the most of now, from the life you live to the beer you drink. Schlitz, the one beer brewed with gusto since 1849. The official beer of the Winter Olympics. Go for it.
The Chicago Bears rolled to a big win over the St. Louis Cardinals today, and Walter Payton wrestled the NFL rushing leadership away from Otis Anderson, 1,610 to 1,605 yards. Payton had 158 yards. Otis was held to 49. Stabler going for the bomb for Branch, and it's incomplete at the 19-yard line. Raymond Chester, who was out for one play, it looks like he's going to come back on the field. Kerry Justin had the coverage on that bomb attempt to clip Branch. So Chester apparently is okay, and he'll be back in there. Apparently on that great catch that Chester made, and we were wondering about his bad leg, but when the defender came across and went up over him and hurdled him, he may have hit him in the headgear and yanked that headgear around. Looked like he got something in his eyes.
Stymied him for just a second, but again, Raymond coming back in, wanting to get back in and catch those passes for Kenny Stabler in crucial situations, playing with a little bit of a hurt.
On 2nd and 10, Stabler Branch breaks a tackle, midfield, trying to get the first down. He'll be close. Autry Beeman, 27, the free safety, in there on the coverage. They're going to be short of a first down, however. Just across the midfield stripe in Seattle territory. And it will be third down, about 1.
Well, you can see what Stabler's doing when he's going to Branch. He'll send him deep, and then he'll try to fake sending him deep, bring him back for the curl hook or the out, putting a lot of pressure, one-on-one coverage on those corners. And again, Terry Justin is having a hard time keeping up with him along with the other defensive backs, but they're having a great effort collectively. As a group, they're holding Stabler down along with his wide receiver Branch.
Now Russell is in there. 34, Jensen, a back, is in there. They'll go to Van Egan. Van Egan, the first down. Van Egan bumps his way to the 46, where he is brought down by Keith Butler, number 43, the linebacker, and Terry Beeson, the middle linebacker, number 58. So Oakland keeps the drive going before a full house here at the Oakland Coliseum. Washington has finally gone behind in that game with Dallas, 21-17 in that one, as the Dallas Cowboys hang on. Philadelphia in the third quarter is a 12-10 lead over Houston. Philadelphia hoping. New Orleans over Los Angeles in the third period. Stabler back to the air again, but he swings this one out to the left flat. He goes to Whittington, his running back, breaks a tackle at the 40. He's down to the 35. He's out of bounds on the 33-yard line. Chased out by Dave Brown, number 22. And Dave Casper came up with a big block for him. A gain of 13 yards and a first down as Whittington carries it.
Seattle defenders dropping back. Good pass protection. You see Whittington, 22, at the top of your screen. Stabler looking downfield. Nobody open, dropping it off to Whittington. The linebackers are deep as a result. Puts a good move on Butler, number 53. Takes it upfield after a block by Casper, number 87, on Beeson there, and run out of bounds. Good play by Stabler. Good call. Good pass on the flat.
And now the momentum has started to swing to the Oakland side as the Raiders have a first down on the Seattle 33. Stabler lofts one. No, he doesn't loft one. He looked like he was going to. He's throwing for Casper. Little fake, a pump, and a throw, and an incomplete.
Not a good pass. Casper was wide open right there, too. Stabler had all the time in the world to put it in there.
No, it looked like he's going to just float that ball up there for him.
Tried, as the coaches say, tried to guide it rather than throw it.
Good description. That was about it. Tom Flores, knowing that his team has to win this ball game to have any hope at all getting into a playoff. Now it's second down 10 as Stabler calls the play. Derek Ramsey, 84, Dave Casper, 87, Branch, 21, Martini, 89 are in. Philadelphia leading Houston by 9 now in the third quarter. Leroy Harris scoring on a 1-yard run. Good protection. And Van Egan blasting his way down near the 22. Keith Butler and John Harris, number 44, converged to make the tackle. A gain of about 11 yards and another first down, and Stabler is getting great protection.
I don't know if you'll see it. Stabler again on the screen. You see the offensive line pulling except for the tackles. A blur in the screen was number 70, Henry Lawrence, cutting down Carl Eller, taking away that instant pursuit, letting Van Egan get up behind his blockers, moving downfield for another first down, this time at the 22-yard line of Seattle, and we got a gain.
It is 26-17 Seattle. Merle Herman and George Coons with you. Booker, Russell, Arthur Whittington are now the running back. Stabler throws, completes. That's Branch. Look at the moves by Branch. Shifting, turning, twisting down to the 15-yard line. Autry Beeman, 27, is there to cover him with Michael Jackson, number 55, the linebacker. A 7-yard pickup for the former Colorado class sprinter.
All that running for a 7-yard gain, but it's down in crucial territory, and Branch knows it.
Second down 3. A sellout crowd in Oakland, which is always a possibility and always a probability. And not only that, they're just flat sold out for all the ball game. Branch, 46 yards, 5 receptions. Stabler, and this time he's got Raymond Chester right up the middle, but a flag was dropped on the play, so hold it up. A 15-yard touchdown pass to Raymond Chester, but Oakland was holding, and they lose the touchdown. Tom Flores. Ooh. You know, we're visiting with John Madden up here today, and you think about these coaches and what they go through, and John is all relaxed. Let's get the call.
Holding, number 78, offense, second down.
Art Shell, number 78, the 12-year veteran from Maryland Eastern Shore, was guilty of holding And that'll make it a 2nd down and 13 after the penalty moves the ball back to the 25-yard line. But anyway, John Madden really looked great, George.
He sure did. And he made a comment about the coaching. He says, you know, guys feel like you have to do this forever, and you really don't. 12 years, I think, as a head coach of Oakland. 20 years in coaching altogether. Just a super guy. What a great attitude to have, too. Realizing that he wanted to spend a little more time with his family for a change.
Harris comes in. Beeson out. 5 defensive backs in now for Seattle. And again, Stabler with all kinds of time to pick a receiver, but this one is incomplete, intended for Derek Ramsey, 84. The coverage by Kerry Justin, number 26.
Good coverage, good hit, good timing that time by Justin. The crowd, of course, is naturally going to favor Oakland in this situation. But once again, Stabler goes back. This time a little more pressure, not all the time he's used to, as you see the Seattle line stunning around in front. Finally stepping up in the pocket, throwing the ball. Good play by number 26 here, Justin. You'll see him time his hit perfectly, jarring the ball loose. The ball loose, there it is, dribbling on the ground right there. Big play for Seattle, but now they'll have to come up with another one.
3rd down, 13 on the 25. Stabler fires away on the near sideline. It is incomplete. This one intended for number 89, Rich Martini, and Keith Simpson had the coverage. Had Martini caught the ball, he would have been out of bounds.
Martini, they say, has a great future, reminding people in the Oakland area of Biletnikoff. Some people question that if he has the toughness that Biletnikoff has, but certainly has the moves and the ability that he has, and they hope for a great future for that young man right there.
Now with a 4th. The field goal unit is on. Jim Breach with Dave Hum holding will go from the 42-yard line, making it, or 32-yard line, making it a 42-yard effort. And Breach is off to the left. He hooked it. So the Raiders get nothing, and Jim Breach feels terrible about the whole thing. With 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Seattle is leading Oakland by a score of 26-17. Had Breach been able to pop that one through, it would have put the Raiders in a pretty good position.
Breach 4 for 4 last week versus Cleveland in a big win. You see the ball sail off left, and Breach again a little disappointed. We saw much more disappointment from him at the end of the Kansas City game, but you know that Breach is going to come back and try all the harder to get those added points for the Raiders, especially in this game.
Now the Seattle Seahawks take over on their own 25. Jim Zorn has his offensive unit on. Fakes to Sherman Smith. Now he throws back to Sherman Smith. And Smith goes out across the 35 to the 37 for a 12-yard pickup and a 1st down. Phil Villapiano, 41. Mike Davis, 36. Make the stop on Sherman Smith. This guy can do everything. He was a quarterback in college, and a very good one. An excellent quarterback, as a matter of fact, at Miami of Ohio.
A rather large quarterback, too, at 6'4", 225 at Miami of Ohio.
He was really shocked when they decided to make a running back out of him. He thought maybe they'd make a wide receiver or a tight end out of him.
Yeah, I think he lasted one day at either quarterback or wide receiver, and they put him at a running back immediately.
We've reached the end of the 3rd period. The clock runs out, and the score at the end of 3, Seattle 26, Oakland 17.
Skydiver! Pull the chute! Oh, I went too much to the right.
Maybe one of these days they'll let me play. They never seem to get tired of playing Atari. Probably because Atari has so many different games to play. Games like basketball, football, chess, bowling, outlaw. More than 30 games. But I never get to play.
I'll play with you, Daddy.
Thanks.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
This is a first-class, honest-to-goodness, exciting car.
Lee Iacocca, chairman of Chrysler, invites owners of T-Bird in Monte Carlo to test drive the new Dodge Murata.
I like the Dodge Murata a lot better than the Ford Thunderbird.
The Murata's got my Monte Carlo beat.
Murata is engineered for fuel efficiency, but not at the expense of styling or luxury.
I like the comfort and the feel of the Murata better than my Thunderbird.
Get a 1980 Murata now at a participating dealer and get a $300 check direct from Chrysler.
Alcoa can't wait.
Since time began, nature has demonstrated the wisdom of recycling. In rain that falls to the earth, travels to the sea, and rises to the clouds again. Now, man must learn to recycle too. At Alcoa, we've already started by initiating programs that are saving billions of aluminum cans every year. Raw materials and energy too. Recycling, we're simply doing what nature has always done.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
To be an Olympic champion, it takes natural talent, hours and hours of practice, and a burning desire to be the best. But there's one other element that can't be overlooked: money. The cost of preparing a team for the Olympics is staggering, and we need your help, because America doesn't send athletes to the Olympics, Americans do. Send your contribution to U.S. Olympic Committee, Box 1980C, Cathedral Station, Boston. For $25 or more, you'll receive this Olympic medallion. This message sponsored by the U.S. Olympic Committee and NBC.
But today, all relaxed as a spectator. Fourth quarter coming up. Merle Herman and George Coons with you. Seattle with the ball on the 37. 1st and 10. Rabel in motion. This is Sherman Smith again, and Smith belts out to the 45, brought down by Phil Villapiano, number 41. So Sherman Smith rolls on, having an outstanding day, picking up 8 yards on that carry.
Getting good running yardage when Seattle needs it, and that's a sign of a great back. He certainly has contributed a lot to the offense this year for the Seahawks.
Jim Zorn has hit on 16 of 25 passes today, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Sherman Smith, 11 rushes, 26 yards. 2nd and 3. Dornick doesn't go anyplace. Dave Pear, number 74, the nose tackle. And they're on the stop. Maybe got a yard. 3rd down 2 coming up. Here's the Olympic address once again. And we hope you will respond. U.S. Olympics, Post Office Box 1980N, Cathedral Station, Boston, Mass. 02118. NBC, the network of the 1980 Olympics from Moscow. 3rd and short. Dornick bowling to the midfield stripe, and he's got it. Rod Martin, 53, the linebacker, got him down. Dornick, obtained from the New York Giants, has just had a super year for Seattle.
He sure has. We mentioned 10 passes in one game. I think he was acquired from the Giants for a number 7 draft choice, and the Giants have got to be kicking themselves for letting him go. Again, 10 passes in a game, all the contributions he's made to the Seattle Seahawks this year. Another reason why they're moving well offensively. A combination of Dornick and Smith in the backfield can do nothing but help your offense expand.
1st down on the midfield stripe. That's Rabel in motion, back to the left. And Rabel takes the pass and is knocked out of bounds by Lester Hayes. He really took a shot. And the flag goes down, and I think they're going to see why shortly. Lester Hayes really popped Rabel.
That was more than a casual bump out of bounds by a long shot. Once again, Zorn taking the snap, as he has so many other times today, throwing the ball straight out there. You'll see 83 Rabel taking it. A little shovel to suffice, but Hayes tries to push his head down towards the ground, and the officials won't take that. Neither will Rabel.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 37, late hit out of bounds.
So Lester Hayes, who picked up his 7th interception today, gets hit with a penalty, and the ball goes down to the 34-yard line, where it is 1st down for Seattle. The Seahawks, 16 yards in penalties. The Raiders, 65. A must game today for the Raiders, but they're behind 26-17. And the ball is batted away. Ted Hendricks, number 83, the Stork, coming from the left side, threw the hands up to bat that Zorn pass down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's one of the reasons that if they want to blitz a man, they'll try to blitz Hendricks. When you've got a quarterback who's 6'2" going against a man who's 6'7" plus, you know that the guy has a chance, the rusher has a chance to jump up and block that ball, as Ted Hendricks not only did then, but has so many times during his career.
Philadelphia leading Houston 19-7. We talked about Walter Payton being the leading rusher in the NFL. Hold it all up. Earl Campbell is having a big day, and now has 1,697 yards total as Sherman Smith carries the ball and is jarred out of bounds by Charles Phillips, number 47, the strong safety. So we are having some great running games today. Philadelphia over Houston, but they have almost a quarter to play in that game. Dan Pastorini throwing to Renfro for a 7-yard touchdown pass to start the 4th quarter. So the Oilers, who are playoff bound, still have a chance to pick up a win. It is third down, 13 for Seattle. 54,583 tickets sold today. 1,400 no-shows. Zorn with all kinds of time, throwing for the end zone, overthrowing McCullum. And Williams is back there, along with Mike Davis. It is now a fourth down coming up for Seattle, 4th and 13, and Efren Herrera will come on for the field goal attempt. Maybe. Always qualify when Herrera comes on the field for Seattle.
Folks, you don't know how tough it is to guess what they're going to try to do, especially when Herrera steps out there. He's been wide receiver. He claims he's been double covered on some of those pass attempts, too. But I guarantee the Seahawks will be exciting every time they come out in a kicking formation.
This will be a 54-yard attempt. Nope. A punt. Now, how about that? Herrera has caught passes, punched the football, and gets it into the end zone. So Herrera, as a punter, kicked it 36 yards, and the touchback will bring the ball to the 20, where the Raiders will take over. 12:41 to go. Seattle ahead 26-17.
Come get in. Something to drink. Oh, 2 weeks in the desert, and you bring us beer? We want something special. Bull. Bull?
The Schlitzmott Liquor Bull. It is a special premium brew that's in a glass by itself.
What extraordinary taste. Come get in. How can we repay you?
Well, Sahib, I do take all major credit cards.
If you want to change of pace, a big bold taste. Don't say beer, say bull. Bull. The Schlitzmott Liquor Bull.
In just 3 years, audio buffs have made Pioneer speakers America's best-selling. Pioneer is also the leader in cassette decks. Over the years, our amps and tuners have received critical acclaim, as have our turntables. So, if you want a hi-fi system that's matched as carefully as it's engineered, get a component ensemble from Pioneer, because a component ensemble is only as good as the components ensembled. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Next Saturday, the defending ACC champion North Carolina Tar Heels, led by All-America forward Michael Corrin and Al Woods, take on Bobby Knight's top-ranked Hoosiers of Indiana, with Frost sensation Isaiah Thomas and Mike Woodson. Next Saturday on the Game of the Week.
12 minutes, 41 seconds left to play. Watch Herrera turn punter, will you?
Herman Weaver's got to be working with him right here, but I think Weaver's secure in his job. Herrera just trying to place the ball. Not great placement as it went into the end zone, but again, not knowing what Seattle's going to do with their field goal formation really adds a lot to the offense.
Stabler has got an open man. That's Branch. He's brought down in the 34 by Dave Brown, number 22. They'll mark the ball. Let's see where they'll mark the ball. He caught it at about the 34, tried to spin back. They will put it down there. Gain of 14 and a first down. So now Kenny Stabler has got his work cut out for him. Seattle on top by 9. Game tied at the half, 17-all. Cliff Branch has picked up 69 yards on 7 receptions today, and he is split wide to the right. Again, Stabler looks that way and then dumps it off to Whittington on the near side. Whittington has an open field at the 45 and is run out of bounds on the 48-yard line in Seattle territory. It looks like Whittington, who was pushed hard as he went out of bounds, is shaken up a bit. Stabler gave Branch a look to the opposite side. Autry Beeman nails Whittington at the end of the play. After Whittington picks up a first down, and right in front of the Oakland bench, we've got some tempers flaring now.
It's not often you'll see number 71, Carl Eller, get that upset. Obviously, he's ticked off at somebody. He's afraid that they're going to hurt his man over there trying to push Whittington out of bounds. Oakland saying that it was pushed out of bounds with the same verve that they've displayed when pushing Seattle people out of bounds, and the Seattle folks are upset. Here, let's look at it again. Once again, the receivers for Oakland going down deep. The cushion being there, the pass defenders deep. The little pass out to Whittington. Good move on 53 Butler right there as he takes it upfield. Here we'll see number 27, Autry Beeman, pushing him out of bounds. Getting a little push himself from the Raiders sidelines as Whittington goes down. Looks like he's hurt a little bit in the eye, and this is what upset the Oakland sidelines quite a bit.
18-yard pickup. Stabler going for the bomb for Branch, and it is intercepted. Picked out of the air by Dave Brown, number 22. Brown back to the 15, to the 20, and still on his feet. Brown to the 25, and is finally brought down at about the 27. A 22-yard return, a great interception by Dave Brown, his 5th of the year for the Seahawks. And Jack Patera liked that one. 11:43 to go in the game. We've got a timeout. It's Seattle ahead by 9. We'll be right back.
We got a Dodge van.
And $300.
Only Chrysler gives you a $300 check. Not GM, not Ford.
Yeah.
Country
Yeah.
saying yes to Dodge.
I got a Dodge Mirada and $300.
Get a car or truck, get a check direct from Chrysler. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st at participating Dodge dealers.
Country saying yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. Participating dealers.
Now kids everywhere can enjoy the thrill of auto racing with these new radio-controlled cars from Radio Shack. On the track, obstacle course, or off the road, you control all the action with a radio transmitter. Detailed replicas of actual vehicles. There's even a tank. 10 different models priced from $11.95 to $49.95. Excitement for kids and grown-ups too. The gift-priced radio-controlled toys only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
On Disney's Wonderful World, Joseph Bottoms takes you on a magical journey through the spectacular sights and sounds of special effects. Tonight on NBC.
The Seahawks have the football back, and they got it like this.
This is one way to answer criticism when you're trying to debate with the team on the other side of the sideline. Here, number 22, Brown makes a great interception, taking the ball away from Branch. Branch didn't get a hand on him, so Brown decides to return the ball for the Seahawks, giving a much better field position as number 26, Gary Justin, looks around to see where Brown is.
From the 27, Seattle with the ball. Dan Dornick wraps his arms around that football and plunges out to the 31. Now will Seattle stay on the ground and work the clock? A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down 6 as Pat Toomey, 67, and Dave Browning, 73, stopped Dan Dornick after a 4-yard pickup. Mark Bell is now in at tight end. Brian Peach, number 88, goes out for Seattle. Bell is number 82, a rookie from Colorado State. McCullum splits wide to the left. Clock running at 11:13 as we get this play underway. Zorn to the second man. Sherman Smith brought down by Rod Martin, 53. Dave Pear, 74. And it's 3rd down and 4 after a gain of 3. And Sherman Smith is stepping a little gingerly there. Third down for the Seahawks. Oakland will switch its defense, bringing in 2 additional deep backs.
Time is not critical right now with about 10.5 minutes to go in the game, but time is working in favor of the Seahawks at this time. Oakland's defense has to stop the offensive thrust of Seattle, get the ball back, and allow the Oakland offense to put that ball in there for a score if they hope to win and get in the playoffs.
Dorn throwing on the run to Dornick. Zorn, rather, throwing to Dornick, and he is out of bounds on the far side of the field. And I believe he has enough for a first down. Philadelphia has moved ahead of Houston 26-17 on a John Walton touchdown pass with 11:57 to go. Dallas and Philadelphia are already playoff bound. If Dallas beats Washington, though, the Cowboys win the division title. Even if Philadelphia goes on to win this ball game, the Cowboys would still win the division title because of a better conference record than the Eagles at 10-2 against 9-3. So we'll wait and see as the games develop further. 1st and 10. Motion. Dornick at the 40. Dave Browning, 73. Pat Toomey, 67, make the tackle. Ball is just shy of the 40-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down 9 after a pickup of 1. Jack Patera right now wants to chew that clock up. It's running with 9 minutes and 55 seconds to go, and Tom Flores thinking we got to get that ball back.
In a hurry, in a big hurry.
Last game of the year for these teams, possibly. If it stands as it's going now, it'll be the last game. That's Hendricks on a blitz, and Zorn fires it away into a crowd and somehow completes it to Dornick. He takes a loss, but not as much as he would have taken had he been yanked down back there. Toomey and Browning were coming, and I think I saw Mr. Hendricks on the way.
Yeah, there were a whole lot of people coming. Toomey almost had him. Zorn throwing the pass away did. I'm surprised he completed it, but this is the worth of Dornick to this team. We'll show it to you on replay again. Zorn, you'll see Hendricks coming out of the left side of your screen. Number 83, you'll see 67 Toomey grabbing a hold of him. Zorn just throwing the ball. 41 Villapiano right there, but Dornick coming down with it, saving a big loss for the Seahawks.
Third down and 11. Seattle will run it out of the eye, except Mr. Zorn will throw out of the eye. And he goes to McCullum. McCullum is on the 49-yard line. He's got a first down. Henry Williams on the tackle as Zorn got that one away. A 15-yard pickup. And again, Sam McCullum coming up with a big catch.
I can't believe it. Now when Oakland needs to get the ball back, Zorn is coming back with exactly the plays he needs to keep the ball in Seattle's possession, moving it down the field. Not necessarily scoring points right now, but 8 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Oakland's got to hustle a little bit. First and 10 Seattle. You know they're going to have the ball for at least another minute and a half. If they keep moving the ball downfield, once again, Oakland in big trouble, needing to get 9 points to tie and go in overtime.
Jim Zorn wants McCullum split to the left. Jesse Green is now in. He's wide to the right. Number 86. And a slot left. Al Hunter, rather, is really popped as he took that hand up by Ted Hendricks and Rod Martin, the two outside linebackers. Al Hunter didn't go anyplace. In fact, he lost a yard or so. It'll be second down, 11 at the midfield stripe.
You're going to need more big plays like that with the enthusiasm that Hendricks had in order to stop that offensive attack of Seattle right now. Zorn knows it. Let's see what they sent in from the sidelines with number 32, Jeff Moore.
The Seahawks, second down, 11. Jeff Moore is now running back along with Al Hunter in the Seattle backfield. Al Hunter, the former Notre Dame All-American, goes down to the 46-yard line where he is brought down by Charles Phillips, number 47, a strong safety. For Seattle, third down and 7. Al Hunter has been in for about 3-4 running plays today. Dallas leading Washington by a score of 21-20. If Washington comes back to win that ball game, the Redskins could win the division title, even if Philadelphia would win its ball game today. The Redskins would win the division title on the basis of the best net points in the division games. The scrambling Jim Zorn, and he's got another one. Was it completed? It was, I believe, but the play was over. Jack Tatum had the hit on Sam McCullum, who again comes up with a big catch. And apparently the play had ended. And it's another first down for Seattle.
Well, that's a close call to make in situations like that. A big catch once again by McCullum. Zorn showing his worth again by scrambling, another facet of the Seattle offensive attack, something that Oakland hasn't been able to contain today, and that's his running of Jim Zorn right there, along with the catching of Mr. Sam McCullum, 84.
So the Seahawks keep the drive going with 5 minutes and 56 seconds left to play in the game. 26-17 the score, Seattle on top. Zorn controlling the ball through the air lanes, goes to Sherman Smith, and he is brought down by Jack Tatum, but Smith almost lost him on the sideline. He didn't get too much on it, but he got a little. A couple of interesting things have happened in the NFL today. Earl Campbell has won the NFL rushing title with 1,697 yards plus, and that game is still underway. Walter Payton won the NFC rushing crown with 1,610 yards. Otis Anderson, 1,605. So this is what has happened today, and I guess it's not just scores and battling for playoff berths, but for individual honors. Lots of things have happened. Dornick, no place. Dave Pear, 74, and 73. Dave Browning stopped the play, but a flag was dropped.
It looked like an offsides on the part of the Oakland defensive line, but that's what the call seemed to be.
Yeah, Jack Patera agrees with you. Jack has been the only head coach the Seahawks have had, and if he wins this ball game today, he'll have the identical record that he had last year.
Offside, 72, defense, second down.
John Matuzak, number 72, was offside. 5:43 remaining in the game. Seattle, if the Seahawks can hold this lead, will finish 9-7. Oakland would also be 9-7. But we've got a long way to go. Long way when you consider 9 points and what can happen with two explosive quarterbacks and teams. A flag dropped as Dornick carries for Little. Rod Martin, 53. Phil Villapiano, 41. John Matuzak, 72. Stop it. This time the flag indicates a penalty against Seattle. Possibly an illegal procedure call coming up.
Well, Oakland just got their 5 yards back, nevertheless.
False start, number 10, second down.
Jim Zorn, a false start. A lot of guys think the Jim Zorn makes a lot of false starts.
Yeah, he's been called for the head bob quite a few times this year.
And the kick of the knee.
And the kick of the knee. And just generally moving before the ball is snapped.
But you can't take away what this guy does game in and game out on the field. He is something. He's now 22 out of 33 for 306 yards. Second down, 9. Zorn incomplete to Dornick. Dan Dornick and Martin had the chase on him. Had the chase on Zorn, that is. Monty Johnson was there on the coverage on Dornick. Clock is stopped with 5:37 to play.
Zorn with 306 yards today goes back-to-back with a 308-yard game versus Denver last week. His third 300-yard-plus game this year, the 4th of his career. Not a bad day for Jim Zorn.
Not a bad year for him either.
No.
He's going to be over 3,700 yards in passing before the day is over in all probability. Green is splitting wide to the left at the top. Coming to the near side, Steve Rabel. And in the slot, Sam McCullum. 3rd and 9. Good block for Zorn, and this time he completes it to Dornick, who heads for the yard marker, but I don't think he made it. Jack Tatum belted him out of bounds. Dornick knew where that yard marker was as he went for the first down, and so did Jack Tatum. And then came the collision. And it looks like he is short by less than a yard.
Dornick showing his worth again. Zorn, as he does so well, rolls out, getting away from most of the rush. As you see Browning, number 73, cut down. A little pass to Dornick right there as Tatum tries to take him out and does so successfully. Out of bounds, short of the first down. Now 4th and 1.
Steve August came up with that big block there for Zorn. Efren Herrera is 5 out of 6 from this range. This will be from the 32, making it a 42-yard effort.
Apparently.
Yes, apparently. Always apparently with Seattle. Kicks her right through the middle. So Herrera edged the field goal, and Seattle adds 3 points with 5:27 to go in the game. Seattle now leads Oakland 29-17.
You can feel us coming now, a fresh look on the scene, with a whole new style of living, light and crisp and clean. That's why now we say the age of 7-Up is here, because we love that crisp, refreshing taste, so light and crystal clear. Move it up, look it up. Look it up. America is turning 7-Up. Reach it up, feel it up. America is turning 7-Up. Trying.
By trying harder to save you money, Avis introduced low See America rates.
Keep on trying, America. The effort is really everything. We keep on trying, America.
Because we keep trying, more Americans can afford to see more of America.
At Avis, we don't give up. Trying.
NBC Sports World salutes the champions of '79. It's been a memorable year, and we'll review the many magic moments with an exciting look at the year's major events on Sports Year '79. A salute to the champions, next Saturday on Sports World.
5:27 to go in the game here in Oakland, and once again the Seahawks will kick off. They now lead by 12 at 29-17. The total yardage, the Seahawks 392 to 326.
700 yards in offense in one ball game. Not bad for the 16th game of the year.
Herrera, who has kicked 12 consecutive field goals, 2 in this game, pops it away. It'll be Arthur Whittington. Whittington nailed at about the 13 by number 55, Michael Jackson. A 9-yard return for Whittington, but we have a flag drop. As Ken Stabler brings the offense on. Clipping is the call.
Well, this really puts Oakland in the hole right now. Down to the 7-yard line, 93 yards.
Personal foul, clipping, number 56 on the run back. First down.
So number 56, Jeff Barnes, is guilty of the clip. You know, in reviewing the NFC Central possibility and the Washington Redskins game, we'll give you a report on what might have changed a little bit as Stabler goes back into the end zone to throw. And he does to Whittington. And Whittington gets out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Dennis Boyd, 68, is there on the tackle. Washington is leading Dallas now, 27 to 21. So Washington has to win. If we have this correct now, Washington has to win in order to beat the Chicago Bears out, who rolled to a big win today. And if Washington loses, Chicago could get in on the number of points they scored. Stabler to the tight end, Dave Casper. Casper across the 20 to the 22, and Terry Beeson makes the tackle, number 58. Well, I'll tell you, you've got to have a calculator to figure out who is going to go to the playoffs, but that's what's made this day so exciting for everybody.
And I think you're doing a fine job of handling it for us, Merle. I'm glad I'm not right
thanks
now.
a lot. It's one of those things when it's all over, you sit down and say, now, wait a minute. 1st and 10. Stabler back over the middle, but incomplete. He was going to his tight end, Raymond Chester, and Terry Beeson had the coverage, number 58, the linebacker. 2nd down, 10, 4:08 to go in the game. Seattle ahead by 12 at 29-17.
You know, now the pressure is on Kenny Stabler. This is where, as they say, a quarterback earns his salary. He's down by 12, 4:08 to go. Kenny Stabler has got to get his team downfield, and he's got to get it down there in a hurry. Time's a wasting. If he hesitates in any way, if they get bogged down, they will run out of time. They'll lose a game. The clock will run out on them. He can't afford that right now. Let's see what Kenny does.
2nd down, 10. Stabler wheels one to Branch, and Branch is down on the 34, and he's got the first down. It's right near the 35-yard line. He was covered by Dave Brown, number 22, and Joe Norman, number 52, a linebacker, is now in. A gain of 13 yards and a first down, and the Raiders have got to move it in a hurry, in a big hurry now, as we're inside the 4-minute mark.
Excellent protection once again.
To Casper, but incomplete. 58, Terry Beeson had him. Keith Butler, 53, was over there. So the clock is stopped with 3:41 remaining. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Raiders. The Raiders have got to have a miracle finish now, and then a San Diego win over Denver, or the Raiders are out of it. This will be it. They pack up the bags. Branch split to the left side. Slot right for the Raiders. Branch open on the 45. It is pulled down to the 47. He's got another first down. Dave Brown covering him. Now Oakland will go without a huddle with 3 minutes and a half left to go in the game. 12 yards on the last play. Stabler back over the middle. Branch again, right there in the middle at the 38-yard line, and Dave Brown and Autry Beeman were back there in the coverage, and Beeman made the tackle.
Right now, Seattle again dropping off deep. Stabler coming back underneath to his receivers against him. Seattle realizing they not only have to get this score, but another one to boot. And there's a good chance Seattle can get the ball back in the meantime. Art Shell jumping, moving right there. Flags flying all over the place as Oakland will be set back 5 more yards for illegal procedure.
Number 78.
So the clock stops with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left as Art Shell got the penalty. So now the Raiders, who had come up there without a huddle, can now regroup.
Ball start, number 78, offense, first down.
2:53 to play in this game. Seattle on the way to beating the Raiders, sweeping the Raiders 2 years in a row.
Believe me, nobody feels worse about that penalty right there than Art Shell. Number 78, quite a man in the community with his ball club, great rapport with the other players. See what Art can do on this play to make up for that.
Cook, Gregory, and Tuiasosopo are up front now as Stabler gets another one away, and this time he's got Derek Ramsey inside the 35 at about the 33. A gain of 10 yards and a second down and 5 coming up as the clock continues to run, with Seattle leading 29-17. 2.5 minutes now to go. Ball is knocked away, batted away by Bill Gregory, number 77. Bill Cook, number 67, was in there. Might have been Bill Cook who got his hands up to bat it away. I think it was. Bill Cook, a 5-year man from Massachusetts.
Bill Cook coming in with 7 sacks this year, coming in passing situations. Stabler, good protection, but Cook, you'll see his right arm go up. Good timing as Stabler tries to throw the ball, but Cook's hand is there as he knocks it down. Another good play for Seattle, stopping the clock with 2:24 to go. Oakland, as we said before, needs to hurry up and get something in there if they expect to come back with another drive.
The Seahawks and the Raiders are even in yardage now. 314, a swing to Van Egan. At the 30, Van Egan does not go to the sideline as the clock runs at 2:15 now. And Van Egan picks up the first down. The Raiders might get a playoff before the 2-minute mark. 1st and 10 Oakland. Stabler to Van Egan. Van Egan at the 20, Van Egan at the 19. A gain of 8, and Joe Norman, 52, the rookie linebacker from Indiana, makes the tackle. We're inside the 2-minute mark and a timeout with Seattle leading 29-17, and we'll be back with a finish. Stay with us.
If life would just stand still and wait for you to focus, you'd never miss a picture. But life doesn't stand still.
You need the SX70 sonar, the world's smartest camera.
It'll focus itself for you, set the exposure, and hand you the picture. No other camera can do it all. Now you can get all the shots you might have missed.
Polaroid's SX70 sonar, because life doesn't wait for you to focus.
Mustang, Firebird, Datsun ZX, TR7, Celica, and Dodge 024 start out together. But all sport coupes are not engineered equal. More aerodynamic styling moves Dodge 024 out ahead. And 024's automatic transmission mileage ratings are higher than the others. Some don't have 024's precise rack and pinion steering or four-wheel independent suspension. And none have 024's front-wheel drive.
We're building 024s day and night so you can take delivery of these great mileage cars right now at your Dodge dealer.
This is what's happened in interconference play this year. The AFC has won at 36 out of 51 in the final game being played today with Houston and Philadelphia. Going back to that Chicago-Washington story, if Washington and Chicago finish with identical records of 10-6, the tie would be broken on the basis of the best net points of all games, since both teams would have identical 8-4 conference records. The Redskins have a plus 54 points, the Bears 21, but the Bears scored 42 points today. That's how the Bears are still in it. Stabler on 2nd and 2. He's got the first down as Rich Martini takes the ball all the way down to about the 6-yard line, where it is 1st and goal to go with 1:42 seconds remaining. Washington, by the way, is now leading Dallas 34-21 with 6:54 to play. At the goal line. Did he break the plane? Did he hold the ball? He did not. Or maybe he did in a timeout call if the play stands. Martini right down on the goal line to take that pass.
2 quick plays to Martini in a hurry-up offense. Again, Stabler looking to his right. You'll see Martini. Martini had his foot over the goal line at one time, but as it looks like here, it doesn't quite get over the goal line this time, or at least he's in back of it when he receives the ball. There you see the ball a little bit behind his back on the 1-yard line. The officials rule the ball did not break the plane of the end zone, but it may all go to naught anyway. Incomplete, they rule.
Stabler is now 28 out of 43, 321 yards. Zorn, 23 out of 35, 314 yards. Seattle leading 29-17. Van Egan powering to the 2-yard line. Peter Cronin, 57, a linebacker. Third-year man from Boston College. Robert Hardy, 75. They stopped the play.
Big plays from big play here from 2 different standpoints. Number one, they stopped Stabler and the Raiders from scoring at this juncture. Number 2, another timeout used by Oakland will detract from what they try to do next. We'll be right back right after this word.
Hi, champ. You sure did it tonight.
Yeah, and how we gonna celebrate? Beer? He's the champ, you chump. We want something special. Bull. Bull. The Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull. It's a special premium brew that's in a class by itself.
This Schlitz Malt Liquor's a bold brew. Let's go a few rounds with the bull.
If you want to change your taste, yeah, big bull taste. Don't say beer, say bull. The Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull.
Everything looks so good, I can't decide.
Well, before you do, take a look at the homeowner's insurance bill we just got.
Oh, that's steep, huh?
Before you pay, compare it with Allstate.
Allstate?
Sure, it's easy. You'll find Allstate agents at over 700 neighborhood offices, as well as at Sears. So come in and compare.
We've got a better deal.
Hey.
Now can we have lunch?
Well, now we can have anything we want, except that.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
That's the time, and Seattle leads by 12 at 29-17 over the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders have the ball on the 2 with a 3rd down coming up. For those of you watching on the West Coast, stay with us for the NFL Budweiser Report. After this ball game is over, we'll take a look at the highlights and scores of today's game and the playoff picture. Stabler, touchdown to Van Egan. And a minute 18 seconds left to play. Michael Jackson had the coverage. Stabler hit Van Egan. And it's now 29-23.
Down inside the 5-yard line, a play fake to number 34, Booker Russell. They give the ball to in short yardage situations. There's Van Egan. Too little too late as the Seattle defender goes by him. Touchdown. That was Michael Jackson, 55, trying to defend against it. Touchdown Raiders. Now going for the extra point is Jim Breach.
So Breach with Hum holding. And he's got it. A minute 18 seconds left of the ball game. It is Seattle 29 and Oakland 24, and we don't have to tell you what Oakland will be doing on the kickoff. Ken Stabler has had an outstanding year, and he just threw for that touchdown pass. He had 25 going into the ball game.
That was 25 going into the ball game. I think it's the 150th of his career, which puts him up there with people like Bob Greasy at 186, Jim Hart 176, Morton and Roger Staubach are tied with Stabler at 150 TD passes. He's in good company because the only people that are in the immediate area are Bradshaw with 146 and Kenny Anderson with 125. But it doesn't matter a darn right now if he can't come back and throw his 151st touchdown for the Oakland Raiders as their playoff hopes come down to a minute 18 in the 4th quarter of the 16th game of the season. You can hear the crowd. We don't have to say anything else. They want the playoffs, so do the Raiders, and I'm sure everybody knows it's going to be an onside kick, so let's watch Jim Breach.
Now Seattle gets lined up. They know what's coming. Oakland knows what they're going to do. The crowd knows what they're going to do. And as George said, all we have to do is sit back and watch and see if the Raiders can pull it off. Al Hunter is back deep all alone for Seattle. But he's not going to be running any kickoff back, that's for sure. Now, will they try to dump it over the forwards? Or will he just try to roll that ball 10 yards and see what they can do with it? On the ground. And it's covered quickly by the Seattle Seahawks. Number 22, Dave Brown, the quarterback, who's up there. So Seattle has the football, a minute 16 seconds left to play, and a 29-24 lead over the Oakland Raiders, and the ball will be put on the 49-yard line.
Well, they practiced this. One of the tips that was going to be outside was that Breach was kicking and not Ray Guy. As you see, number 22, Dave Brown, covering the ball. His people trying to get around him and keep the Oakland Raiders from trying to jar it loose from Brown. Finally, Oakland does not get the ball. Seattle has it on the 49-yard line of the Raiders, and it does not look good for the playoff hopes of Oakland.
Jeff Seavey is now in the ball game at left tackle for the Seattle Seahawks. Sherman Smith, 47. Dan Dornick, 33, with the running backs. And Jim Zorn wants a timeout. Jim Zorn goes to the sideline. The Seahawks have to control the ball for a minute 16 seconds for their fourth straight win. And this man, Al Davis, who built this Raider ball club into somewhat of a dynasty, has usually been on the other side of the fence with the pressure on the opposition. But this year, the pressure has been on the Raiders. They've been faced with injuries. They've been faced with lots of things that they just have not been able to come back from. But Al Davis and his people here in Oakland still subscribe to building a team of excellence and an organization of excellence. And that's exactly what Tom Flores, Al Davis, the whole group here have firmly believed in over the years. And of course, on the other side of the coin, you know what the Seattle Seahawks have done in such a short time. Really an outstanding organization. And of course, Jack Patera has done a superb job of coaching.
Well, I was just going to say, Merle, that you can say the same thing about the Seahawks. They've come up in a few years with good young people they built through the draft, and great allocation of veterans originally. And now Coach Patera with his crew there. You see Howard Mudd on the right with the earphones on, directing Zorn to go back on the field. As Coach Patera looks on, he's got to be very satisfied. Could be his fourth win in 4 years over in 2 years over the Raiders, and knocks them out of playoff contention, which, although Seattle is a young team, they're the kind of a team that can latch onto an idea like that and let them indicate the style of play they have. Obviously, Seattle came in, wanted to put it to the Raiders, and is doing it with a minute 16 left on the clock and 5 points ahead.
So Zorn with that much time to kill. Sherman Smith. Sherman Smith, the first down. Smith belting his way down to about the 36, and Oakland calls a timeout to stop the clock. A minute 8 seconds left to play.
Second charge timeout, Oakland.
So Jim Zorn goes to the sideline with that timeout. For you good fans watching today's ball game down in Atlanta, you'll be going to Disney's Wonderful World. And for those of you on the West Coast, stay tuned for the NFL Budweiser Report coming up. Tom Flores in his first year as head coach. One timeout left for Oakland as Jim Zorn will have a first down and 10 on the Oakland 36. It's been an exciting NFL season with so much up in the air on this 16th weekend of the campaign. And we still don't know who some of the playoff teams will be and where they will be playing.
But I know you'll handle it perfectly in the NFL report immediately following this game, Earl.
We'll get the calculators out and see what we can do with it. But it really has been a great year, and we've enjoyed being with you every Sunday afternoon around the country with some very exciting football. The AFC, as we pointed out a moment ago, has won the interconference battle between the two conferences, but there's a lot yet to go with the playoffs starting next week. Minute 8 seconds. Sherman Smith brought down by Ted Hendricks after he got 3 or 4, and Oakland takes its last timeout with a minute 2 seconds remaining. Seattle leading by a score of 27-24. Score was tied at the half at 17-all. Seattle led at the end of the first quarter 10-7, although Oakland jumped into an early lead when Lester Hayes intercepted a pass from Jim Zorn, went 30 yards down the sideline for a touchdown with less than a minute gone. Now we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KING TV, Seattle.
Merle Harmon and George Coons with you. Seattle with this lead and 1 minute 2 seconds to hold on to the football. And Seattle will have wrapped up the season with a record of 9-7, and Oakland's record will be identical, unless Oakland can pull out a miracle. And they've done it before, remember, Heidi?
They sure have done it before. I remember 3 touchdowns in 21 seconds one year for Oakland.
Now Zorn will just fall on the ball. Oakland has no timeouts. Oakland stacks in there. There's just not much they can do unless Zorn, for one reason or another, might drop the football. So the clock runs. And now the Oakland fans, who have really supported this team over the years and came out here charged today hoping that the Raiders could win this game and stay alive in the playoff system, and they're sticking around. 54,000 here today, another sellout for the Raiders. But unless something happens in 30 seconds,
and it doesn't look like it will.
No, sir. They're going to pack the bags. This will be the last play, unless we have a penalty. And now Seattle will let the clock run, and that'll do it. So the Seattle Seahawks have come back to have another fine season under Jack Patera, finishing the year with a 9-7 record, and the Oakland Raiders will go out with a 9-7 mark also. Jack Patera accepting the congratulations of his staff and his players. And there's the final score, as the Seattle Seahawks sweep the Raiders in 2 last year and 2 again this year, and a dejected Tom Flores takes his team to the dressing room. For you on the West Coast, stay tuned for the Budweiser NFL Report.